Which
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming out to another episode of the Thunderdome, episode 18. What's going on, John? How you doing?
Doing. I figured I'd step in here. We could get away from that facility for a day, and I bailed on keys last night. I was going to do hair down Friday, but this ear infection has been just a bitch. So if you see me doing this and taking it out, I'm just readjusting and letting something fall out of this side of my head for a minute. But
nice.
But doing good otherwise, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to have you back on. Been missing you. What's going on, Kent and Will? How you guys doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just watching a little bit of football and hanging out.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
I mean, this is a new thing for us this weekend, right? College football playoff.
Right.
It's beautiful having those Saturday football games.
Yeah, and then we got NFL and Division II all like going against each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and this Steelers game, it's neck to neck right now.
Yeah,
I'm kind of sad to say I'm pulling for the Steelers. I don't know. Is that a sad thing?
I am too.
What's up, Mark?
I am too, and I don't like the Steelers at all.
Did I? Stop. So in the league we're all in, I came out in like a wrecking ball.
What's up, Constricted Business?
All
as well.
And lost
Thanks for
5
coming
straight,
out.
and I'm playing Vance for the 5th place game right now. I think. Stop.
You better not reenact that video either, Kent. You do, and I'm out of here.
Oh my god.
Oh, and I have
What's
the
up, Mark?
trophies. I just got to paint them.
I got flies going on my computer. I got the dog freaking out.
You got the what, Will?
I got a winner trophy and I got a loser trophy. So I just got to paint them.
Badass. Okay.
Oh, I'm
I'll
ready.
be looking forward to that loser trophy.
Yeah,
Only one
it's like
person in the league,
football, like
beat me
Mr.
twice.
Irrelevant.
Well, the thing that we got to figure out, though, is who's all going to come back, because that's where we need to figure out who's going to be the bottom, who's going to be the top, and that kind of stuff, too, because I don't know if everyone's coming back or...
So I want to say Banna might not come back. She got a resurgence later in the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she did.
That's hard. Everybody being hurt.
But then based off
nice,
of that
Mark.
is where I'll
Awesome.
send the trophies out.
Ken's definitely going to be
Gotcha.
me knocking me off the first one.
Yeah, it was kind of
Definitely
unfortunate.
playing
I
again
didn't
next
expect that season to end so quick.
What I don't like about the league is that they do he has it set up where we do last week, this week, then the finals are next week and the following week. Stop. Like we got to play last week of the season. Nah, that sucks, right? Because if your season's hold on the line for like last week and you gotta everybody you're playing is gonna sit because they're in the playoffs. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want a 9-year-old beagle? Very lovable.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
gonna be a
I'll
hard
trade you
time.
for this damn pug over here that doesn't listen and runs off every damn time.
Nope. I got a coonhound and a German Shepherd. And
Every time I sit here, work or this show related or anything. What? This is the most you
I
speak.
am good.
Like, yeah, I know.
She wants to be on the show.
Right?
All right, come on.
Let's let her up there. Get her a separate little chair.
Yeah.
Come on.
She needs her own beer.
Is she a beer drinker, Kent?
Yeah, she drank.
She likes Yingling,
Okay. My last dog loved beer, so I'm always
but
curious.
she won't seal them for me anymore. And she's old now, so we can't really do that. But I don't know.
Gotcha.
She's just. It feels like anytime, like when I was home
Tommy,
during
what's
COVID,
up?
Tommy, what up?
I sat
How
here
you doing, brother?
and ignored her. So like anytime I feel like I sit here, she feels like she's ignored.
Is that an updated logo for Tommy?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, that's badass. That's clean. I like that. Looks good, Tommy.
Ken, what's up, brother?
What
How's
up,
it going?
Ken? Go Ravens.
Yeah. So the Steelers are playing too, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's like I said, it's like everything going on today, right? You got Division II. I believe North Dakota
Chiefs
State,
won.
South Dakota State. So they're gonna get set up with the winner of South Dakota and Montana State for Division II. But you have the NFL and the college football playoff all going on at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit of overlap there. Yeah.
Now I don't care about the Division II or FCS or whatever. Lehigh lost 2 weeks ago, so whatever.
Ken said he'll take her. Stop being mean to Stella.
Oh my God. He can, he'll find that rat he lost.
Right. Nice. Is it a male or female pug?
What?
Pugs are a piece of work, man.
Man, every pug I've had has been cool, but this little motherfucker, it's got something wrong with it.
Well, I mean, it's still a
dog's a cokehead or something.
You got the Cali pug. That's why.
I got an old ass dog that is stubborn. Yeah, sorry, you got to see my fan. I think if I stand up, she'll be fine.
Until you don't go anywhere.
Tommy said, thanks, John. Had it for a minute now.
Let's see if I can figure
Brave.
Okay. Yeah, just I remember it being different than that, but Brave.
Got the rat already. What's up, Brave? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'll give him shit about it. Let me see if I can do this.
Oh, he had a rat get out?
Oh,
I remember the snake.
A year and a half.
Oh,
the
shit.
Snake he put in the wrong tub, which is funny.
Yeah.
Here in a little bit.
Let me see if I can do this. It didn't work.
I thought I had it on here. Oh, I guess probably most everybody's seen it anyways. The shirt and the glass I'll be giving away. I'm going to do a spin to win in a bit. I meant to put a picture up here.
Nice.
Drag some people in for that. Let's get some faces in here. Share the goddamn link out, people. I know it's holiday
share that.
weekend.
Share that link out.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look at me.
Whoa!
What the hell?
There we go.
Finally killed by his vices.
Right?
That's cool how you got that logo behind you of yours.
Yeah, I was trying to. I don't have a green screen, so this is just what it's doing, giving me all pixelated shit.
John, Mission Morph, what's going on?
What up, John?
That right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
it's better than a brick wall or, whatever. What do you want? Man, I'm about to give this dog a freaking ASM.
Yeah, I'd like to see what that looks like.
I should be getting the winner's shirt in any day.
I hope you got a 2X.
I'm sure there's 2 X's out there. Jesus, I'm not a big guy and I wear X, so.
Yeah, and then there's a few people out there that are wearing like 3X, 4X, 5X. So everything I do, I try to have it in like a 4 and 5X if possible, or even the 3X. But
heck yeah, got to look out for the fluffy crew, dude.
Exactly. Because there was a few of them too that said that they're like, "Hey, I need the big boy one, man." I'm like,
right,
you got it. Yeah, it sucks on some of the stuff I got. Like, they're only go up to I think 2X, but then I started getting some others and trying to cover that aspect of it. So,
yeah, a lot of suppliers and brands will only give you like a very narrow choice of color and size. It's kind of weird. It's almost like they got a deal on certain ones because you go somewhere else and then they're all over the place, but they're twice as much,
Right.
That's odd, but
yeah, it's nice when you have a good choice selection of colors. I hate when they keep it just like you said, just a couple. It's like, man, I mean, there's a lot of people pink or different reds or orange, yellow, whatever color, light green, dark green.
Yep, for
Got
sure.
the
Yeah,
whole
so I
spectrum.
noticed being a 5'9", 200 pound guy, double XL, there's a price point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, what the
Everything,
hell?
as soon as it hits there, it's like it's
Yep.
bumped up another $4 or $5.
XL, you're fine. I like the shirt I got from Charlie. He's like, I'm like, yo, is it like his shirts are comfy, soft, but it's an XL, but it's a shrink wrapped XL. Like it's not, I can wear an XL now, but where it's loose fitting, but that shrink wrap one, give me a double X. And I'm
Right.
tiny comparatively to big people.
Plus, you don't need nobody staring at your glass cutters when it's cold out.
Right?
Greg,
Some people got them comfy t-shirts, but they are shrink wrapped. Like I'm wearing a freaking Under Armour from when I wrestled. It's like,
Right.
come on, man. It fits, but it don't.
yeah. You still cleaning up, Greg?
You gotta be fat. Like, if you know me, I mess around with the Hair Down Friday guys, and from the OG guys, they are all bigger than me. There's like 2 people on that original panel that are smaller than me. To buy them all t-shirts,
It's like
I'll
going
send
and
steaks
buying
before
a
I
bar
get
around
t-shirts
in
for
New York.
everybody. Like, holy hell.
Right. F you, PP Will. I see that coming through.
Who's yelling? Mom says I have to talk to Dad. Dad is
That wasn't
fine.
one of the games, was it?
I don't know. Somebody got a
I can't
notification.
remember.
That was me. Sorry.
I was just
Oh, yeah,
being
what?
a goddamn
The rest
parrot
of
over
the
here.
Got up, Deanna, in a few. Sweet, Greg. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I mean, I
Took
heard
him
Will
about
was
3
up
weeks to hobble over to his chair in his current condition.
I heard Will was up at 5 a.m. cleaning stuff, and that's 5 a.m. on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Crazy. You were done like when I got up.
Yeah. Man, I need to start doing that. I used to get up early, 5, 6 in the morning, even sometimes had to get up sooner. And it's like, honestly, no, I don't get up till like 8:30, 9:30, somewhere in there. It's like, man, I need to really get up on my schedule again of getting up early. It's like, I like getting up early. I just anymore, man, I'm too tired. I don't have the energy to be getting up.
Yeah, sleep until you wake up and then realize you got a bunch of shit to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what kills that? You know what absolutely kills that whole schedule?
What's that?
Working from home, man. You start working from home, you get up later and later. And dude, you get up like 2 minutes before you got to punch into that thing. And you dash into the computer, tripping over dog toys and shit, hit the fucking login button. You know what I mean? Like,
then put something on the mouse, you could be clicking.
Right.
I hated
Just
work.
put the cat toy on the mouse so it keeps moving it and bumping it around.
What's up, James? How's it going?
Sucked. Like,
I'm gonna be doing a giveaway shortly, soon.
And now, but like, I can put it off. I'll be working from home.
Right.
Nah, dude.
James B.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, John, because when I was talking about going to work at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, that's when I used to work outside of the house. Now that I work out of the house, that's why I get up at that time. If it was for me actually having to go out to a job instead of working home, yeah, I'd be getting up early as hell.
Exactly. Yeah, it's totally different.
Like in a couple of years, I'm probably going to be going to work doing welding and shit for a company, just to bring in extra cash.
Yeah, welding pays really well, man, in the right circuit.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I went to school for welding when I was 37, 38 years old. And so I know how to MIG weld, stick weld, and then do metal heat spray transfer. But I want to go back because I could probably make like $25 at least an hour right now. But if I went and did
at least.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking MIG, you should get 30 plus, I would guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then if I go back to school and learn TIG welding, and I already know how to fabricate, so that actually jumps me up even more right now. But with TIG welding, and then like if you learn the CNC machine and all that, you could be making $40-$50 an hour at least. So
yeah, easy. Yeah. Sounds like a good move, man. And get into a small shop, right? Like get into a job shop. Somebody that runs like a bunch for 2 weeks, and then you got like a week where you're kind of chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I want to do is I want to do my own snake racks, especially when I go back to school in it, because he's got the CNC machine and all that. So I want to start building my own racks and get all the sheet metal with the CNC, all the little holes done and all that. Do some fabricating.
I wish people did aluminum stuff, man. I really do.
That's what I want to do is aluminum.
Aluminium.
I don't know why they don't use it. You know, they use stainless, they use standard powder coated steel, they use all kinds of stuff but aluminum.
Yeah, and it's so light. That's the reason why I want to do it, because I could sit there and weld me a steel rack, but that's the thing. I don't want a big heavy ass rack. I just want to do the aluminum. Yeah, it's a little more expensive for the metal, but still, I'd rather go that route, and it's so much lighter.
It's not higher than stainless, though. Stainless is more expensive than aluminum.
No, not stainless. No.
That's what I mean. Like price point makes no sense because stainless is higher than aluminum. It's
exactly.
I don't know. Made no sense to me.
There was somebody in Hillsboro that had aluminum rat racks that they were making, but I don't know why I've never heard anything from that. Yeah, but I thought they looked really nice. They were almost kind of like a ARS looking style, but it was all aluminum.
Yeah.
Which was
I've always wondered why nobody uses it. Maybe there's a good reason, but I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out. Like, why are there only like 2-3 people that do big volume of it? You know, the racks that are behind me. You know, where you have like ARS, Freedom Breeder, they do that. Maybe some new people will be in the market. I know Pat.
Somebody's at my door. I'll be right back.
Pack Racks. He's still there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought that like what he was doing was gonna be innovative, right?
It is. It's just so
it is. It's just I don't know. I think for him it's a volume thing. Like how do you do what you say and what you can do? Because I've seen it, been on there with him, talked to him about it for hatchling racks. Is like how do you mass produce that? And even Jeremy Warfel and I, PA guys, we have somebody that does enclosures, things like that. And there's, a what would be or what would you pay for
nice, Brave.
A similar thing, a non-ARS, non-Freedom Breeder. And I'm like, well, I live by him, so
exactly, James.
I'm gonna pay for it. Stop. Can you stop?
Stella has some ideas of her own. That dog cracks me up, man. Every time it comes up, his legs are just.
Hi. Will you give me kisses? I'm gonna be old.
So funny.
What's up, Stella?
Yeah, she's a good girl. She just wants attention, Dad.
I know, right?
Camera has your attention.
I know. Like I said, I sit here for work when I work from home. I sit here for all these podcasts and
Fred, what's up?
And now she's fine. Right?
What up, Fred?
Oh, stinky breath, but fine. Are you gonna be okay?
You guys got any breedings going on right now?
I'm still waiting for stuff to lay, possibly, but I'm not putting anything together.
Really?
Yeah, we have like 2 girls sitting right now in that stage. That's even close. So for us, it's like mid-teens, upper teens before I'll really start putting males in there because a lot of those males are doing double or triple duty. So the fewer times we got to put them in, the better. But yeah, we got two going right now. There's a hypo blackhead clown pairing. And then on Jay's side, I think he's working the DG lace stuff right now. I think his lace girl is ready. So, but nothing else. It was such a late season. I don't think we're going to really start till early February, maybe on some of these.
Yeah, I've got a couple. There's one that probably about February, like you said. That's probably when a lot of mine's going to be starting. I might be able to have one here in about a January, but we'll see.
So,
Yeah,
I
we
mean, I
just
have a
pulled our
few.
last clutch, so it's
What do you
late.
think,
Ran
Kent?
really late.
I mean, I have a few that are started. Some bigger breeders that didn't go that are het for something else. One proved out to be Orange Dream Het Clown. I have my big breeder Het Pied.
Nice.
So I can use those to do other things, but everything else has sort of been going to be like this year or next year. Stop. I'm gonna go fight with my dog. I'll be back.
All right.
With Kent just making out with his dog. What's up, Eric? You can pop on here if you want.
Open panel day.
Yep.
Oh, we got
Yeah,
Big Steve
no,
in the group too.
I quit pairing a while back, but I have a couple that look like they may lay, and I have 5 in the incubator right now.
Damn.
Oh, still 5 in there? Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, so yours went later than ours did. I mean, we just caught our last one a week ago. So
It's been weird. It's been a very, very weird way it's worked this year. I don't know. Everything's super late.
Yep. Agree. We didn't start cutting actually till end of July, and that kind of went all the way up till like a week ago. But the year before was the opposite. We started cutting in like January and stopped in like August. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it shifted 4 months almost. Just weird. But
It's actually doing better now, James. Thanks. It hurt all night and all morning, but once I woke up, probably about 30 minutes later, it started feeling good. So thanks for asking.
good deal.
Yeah, I wished I would have done a couple more locks. I was kind of lazy this year. I had so much going and didn't pair them as much as I should have. And one of them I think might have already been because I got her in from another breeder off Morph Market. So she might have, basically when I got her the last time she laid I got her 2 months before when she laid the previous year. So it was kind of cutting it where I don't know, she might have already, had built her follicles and everything and past that time. But
see, that's where I feel
Steve?
like that ultrasound is so critical because like you would have known. Do you know what I mean? You could just put it on her, take a peek, and just go skip. But that's why we know everything's also shifting so late because we'd have been pairing through all this useless time otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Where we scan, we're going 8. What 8? What's she doing? She's been at 8 for 4 months. What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you kind of save yourself some of that guesswork. Number one, and like you say, everybody's kind of reported back. But how would you have guessed this year that everything would have been so far off? In the meantime, you're putting all these males in for like no reason. You know what I mean?
So you guys got an ultrasound
invaluable,
machine, or?
Yeah. Just
Nice.
a cheaper one, the Contech or whatever the heck they are.
It works though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we would be lost without it because I can't palpate to save my ass. I have tried it when I see girls with big follicles going off videos. People are like, hey, you can feel it at this size or that. Not me, man.
Yeah.
But that could be the construction hands. That could be the guitar hands. All the loss of sensitivity at 50 years old.
Right.
So, I don't know. I can't feel shit in there, not even nothing. Like to
What's
pretend.
up, Mariah? How's it going? Thanks for coming in.
I sent him it.
Did you? Sweet. Thanks, Will. What's up, Steve? What is up? What is up? It's your boy, Steve.
Right.
Oh, wait, actually, I did it wrong. It's this way. It's like,
is it in?
I think it's a scissor or something. I'm not sure.
Oh,
No, it's a
could be.
piece.
That's
I always
terrible.
love seeing him when he does that. In fact, did you guys see the one where there's this kid, this little boy, Levi? He had him do it. I was like, man, that kid's pretty good at it.
Yeah, probably gets to see it all the time out practicing
Yeah.
in the driveway.
He's all, what is up? What is up? It's your boy Levi.
My favorite's when he starts the clip with the general is all you see, and then he zooms out and spins around.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the? I die laughing every time, man. Steve cracks me up.
I'm gonna show the scores real quick. What you guys got from last week?
Nice. Did I suck again?
No, you actually did pretty good. Jamie kicked ass last week. She got all of us picked the same game, so we all had 2, and then Jamie was the only one that did different, and she nailed all 4 games.
Nice.
Yeah, got all 4 correct. So we have last week's results. I got 3 with a total of 30. Jamie got 3 with a total of 22. Ken he got 3. He's at a total of 36. He actually swapped a game from last week or the week before. And so I didn't catch that. He took and picked it. Like had his 4 picks, but then he changed it. So he actually, where you guys were tied, he was actually up 1. So he's at 36. You got 3 right. So you're now at 35. Okay. Will got 3 correct. He's at 31. And then Josh got 2 right, and he's at a total of 22.
Ken sliding by me on the last turn.
Yep. Let's see here. And then
he took that more aggressive line, got inside my fucking wheel well. Now he's pushing.
So this is gonna be different, guys. I'm doing a Christmas bonus where I'm throwing in 7 more or 3 extra games. So there's gonna be 7 this week.
Oh, nice.
I figured it's getting kind of close to so I'll throw in some extras, maybe make it even a little more funner. I don't know. But we got for pick 1, it's going to be the Chiefs at the Steelers.
You already know.
Yep, we're going to see a comment from Ken here, Ken in a minute. Pick 2, we got the Ravens at the Texans. For pick 3, we have the Cardinals at the Rams. Of course, I mean, that's an easy one. Rams are going to win that game. Pick 4, we got the Packers at the Vikings.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And then so for 5, 6, and 7, you guys will have pick 5 is the Titans at the Jags. Pick 6 will be the Falcons at the Commanders. And then pick 7 will be the Seahawks at the Bears.
Okay. So pick 5 is really the who gives a shit game?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Some of these games, it's getting so hard. Like, there's a big difference, a gap in it. You'll have a team that has 10, 12 wins, and this one has 3, 4, 6, So it's trying to pick the closest that I can. And on some of them, too, I was even looking at okay, well, yeah, they're kind of doing good, but then they had a player, their quarterback is out, so we'll see how well that works out for them. So
right. All good matchups, honestly. Every one of those could flip-flop. Maybe, I mean, the KC Steelers, probably KC all day. But otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty good.
There it goes. Steve, what is up? What is up? What is up, everybody?
Dude. So
it's your boy, Steve, from Reptile.
I don't see it in person. It just don't feel right.
Right?
Got to meet Steve, man.
Yeah, that guy's got energy for days, man. It's like a whole pallet of Red Bull in him.
Oh, look at Jamie showing off the new Gecko Grove logo. That's
What's
nice.
up, Jamie? That's a new logo for the lizards.
Yeah, her gecko stuff. She wants her cute plants and geckos and all that stuff in there.
Nice.
But still wants forage involved, of course. want to creep that up through the plant and foliage shit in the back there, but
why not?
it's kind of cute.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun, man. I dig those little things.
I sent you an IG.
What do you guys think about doing the check IG? What do you guys think about doing like a few different logos? Kind of like basically you have your main logo, but then like when you do stickers or shirts, like having kind of like a secondary or even a third.
I love it. I think the king of that, honestly, is KG at Bomb.
I have a
he takes his base. Yeah, he takes his base logo and he fits it into all these different like themes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what is this, Will? Can't see it through your big fat head, but
yeah, no. There you
go. Ooh, I dig that though. That's cool. That's nice.
That is a dope
through
logo.
Your big fat head.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck you.
I'm trying to figure all that shit out too.
But I do think that's a good idea. I think, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I did kind of stick to really simple on our logo for that reason.
What's
to
up,
be
Morphic?
able to like,
thanks for coming out.
Incorporate it into different shit, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like it. I've actually got. I was gonna send you guys some pictures. I just haven't done it yet. I was trying to get all this stuff going for the Thunderdome, but I'm gonna send you some pictures of some of the stuff that I got. I'll send you guys some stickers and everything. But I've got a few different things that I've done and stuff that I don't know. I like it. It's kind of cool having a primary. I don't know, it's like a football team, I guess, in a way, right? You got your throwback jerseys and different eras that
the home and away color schemes,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes then like in December or whatever, November, they do like the military one for the service and all that, and they got different stuff going. I think it's pretty cool.
I do too. Like I say, I think KG has that really pinned down as far as what I've seen in his variety of stuff, like the Bomb Projects hat in the Marlboro pack design.
What's up, Greg?
Yeah. What's up?
It's just cool.
Greg, how you doing?
We having fun yet?
Greg.
Oh man, what a day! What a day!
But you're here, man.
I'm here.
Glad to see you.
I'm here. I'm hurting, but I'm here. All good.
Good.
Still hurting, huh?
Yeah, man. This thing won't let me go right now. It's the weather changing the way it is right now, and shit. This is gonna be a couple days. Fun.
Yeah, that's what sucks about the weather being so cold, man. You really feel it in your bones. Anything that you broke or hurts or whatever, it's gonna be lit.
It's not so much the cold as it is the change. When that pressure starts changing, man, that eats me up. Yeah, that up and down.
Yeah.
Like when when the hurricanes and stuff were rolling through, man. Good night, nurse. That was a long week.
Yeah, all the inflammatory stuff goes wild in that.
What is up? What is up, Steve?
Yeah. What's up, Steve?
There he is. No, he's muted.
We got you. You're on mute.
Oh, cut here.
Run it back.
Hear you now?
Barely.
There you go. You got me now?
There you are.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
Sort of.
It's still light, but now you're muted again. Now it's coming through. Where you at? Yeah, Mark, in your 30s, you definitely start feeling it. That's for sure. And then the older you get, it just gets worse. When you hit your 40s, man. In fact, me and John was talking about that backstage, and Will.
Yeah, just wait for this one, guys.
It's no fun.
Other way around. 5-0.
I'm knocking on your door, bro. Knocking on your door.
Oof. That one's brutal. You don't come back from that one.
6 months.
Okay.
Gotta try to. I'm trying to do that spin to win, but I'm trying to find like one where I could do like 15 or 20 at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wiz had that one that he pulled up on his live that night, but that thing was weird, man, because that seemed like it was hitting a lot of the same people over and over again.
I was going to make you guys wait for it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm just
you're
the
good.
fact you can hear me. That don't help any of us on this panel. Yeah, you guys. Damn, dead man, you was making the general beg. Would somebody please send me the damn link? I want to get on. I want to play too.
They sent it. I was
Yeah, I
gonna do
know.
it, but I can't because I'm using my phone, so I don't know how to get it over to you.
Well, I mean, I got to send the salute to Morphs-Forge. Or no. It was PP Will gave it to me.
No Diddy.
Yeah.
No, Diddy.
Pause. I'll throw it in there.
That's
So,
what we
dead
get.
man, the last.
No Diddy free pass coin.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love it. We're gonna need to borrow that for the Wednesday night show.
Yeah, for sure. That was actually Will's idea, and I was like, you know what, Will? I'm getting one of those coins.
He's just greasing the wheels a little.
Right.
So what do we got going on tonight, boys? Somebody get me fired up.
Shit, getting ready for Christmas, I guess.
Oh,
It's gone too
Steve's
fast,
here?
man.
Oh, Steve is here. Oh my God! If he's showing up, he's from down south, so he's looking for some football to happen tonight.
Yeah, man, my football went down. I ride with the boys, the Chiefs out here, but man,
Yep.
it's been a bumpy ass road this year.
I
The
wasn't talking
overall-
about that one, but yeah, Chiefs. Yeah, they can suck for a little bit. Win 2 in a row.
I mean, somehow they're finding a way to just kind of barely squeak by, but we are by far the worst team in the league with the best overall statistics.
You just keep winning, baby.
Finding a way, and that's what everybody says. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm watching WWE wrestling and shit anymore. It's gotten
I
like
left earlier
almost unreal.
to deal with my dog, and apparently I cannot deal with my dog. So I'm gonna Vance, sorry guys. I'm gonna hop off.
Last thing we hear is
Yeah.
I apologize that I made Pitt run off like that on you, Vance.
No, you're good.
So I heard some people saying people were talking about pairings or not pairing this season, or what was going on with all of that when I first hopped in.
just wrapping up and where everybody was, because everything seemed to shift so late. Like everybody we've talked to, all of our stuff is done now, but it was like
It's showing
4
up
months
late,
behind what
Really?
it was the year before.
You're done already?
Yeah,
So-
we're done this year.
Wow.
We are
I didn't realize how late my girls are.
Our last one. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It's hard to say whether the season was super early for us or late. Because, I mean, John, the fact of the matter is the girls are ready when they're ready. We can't really control that. So we pair them up, whether you, use an ultrasound or you just palp the stuff or whatever, we still can't control that side of things. I had a buddy last season. He says he had a rough season and he only ended up having one clutch. Well, with that being said, there was a lot of people that had a lot of clutches that had a lot worse season from not being able to move animals. So I told him, I said, dude, stay in the pocket because in all technicality, you're in deep shit. early in 2025, dude. Because he had 17 pairings that didn't go, and I was like, bro, you're gonna hit 12 of those like the first month and a half. You need to have yourself ready.
Right.
So for where you thought, it didn't go super good for you last year, it's gonna be heavy this year.
Yeah.
Because once we pair them and they lock up, it's just a matter of when the eggs, and for the most part, they
For
miss a year,
sure.
they probably retained. And if you don't believe that, just pair that girl up again with something more powerful. I guarantee you that first male gonna take you home, baby.
Exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
Why is this all pastel? Why is this all pastel?
Yeah, yeah. That was the horror story of my first year and a half, 2 years breeding, dude. My first year, the 5 didn't go. And then I turned around the next year and paired them up. And sure enough, it went with the first round of wah wah.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're going to end up getting, dude. When it's going to happen.
Yeah, we don't do a ton. I mean, we don't have a ton of pairings. We had 18 clutches this year, but first 2 years we could kind of almost set the clock because we knew when these girls were coming in. So we built a collection. We started. So this would be our 4th year producing, but first 2 years were almost dead nuts. Like starting end of February, pushing through like early August, everything was cut and out and done, rolling through and starting to pair again, for the front of the year. But like
Wow.
this
Sure.
year, we didn't even start cutting until almost August. You know what I mean? So it was like it was a 4-month shift in this group in producing. It's weird. And then all at once, like you're right, you can't control that. It just seemed odd that it all moved that same chunk of time, between all the different animals. But
Now, did you have a bunch of newer females you were running this year?
nope,
Or
we did a couple of repeat to a new male, but repeat female. We kind of figure a lifespan in our collection, anyways, of maybe 2-3 years for a female before she needs to be, replaced with
Sure.
either something we've produced or something we go out and buy. But so yeah, a lot of those were repeats and just shifted, man. Just was weird for us.
Yeah. I just asked because, a lot of times once you have your females and they kind of tell you what their cycle is, if you kind of watch that stuff and write it down, and they'll come back like year after year and they'll be roughly in that same pocket. So that's what I was wondering, if something had happened that it kind of hopped for you. Did you guys move or anything, or move the collection or anything like that? No?
Nope, not a darn
Hmm.
thing. Same equipment, same regiment, same schedule. Like I say, I mean, we got a ultrasound nice and early on. So like our first couple of years, we were able to see that growth and watch follicle growth and where it landed on the calendar. And it literally just shifted like 4 months.
Yeah.
No
Well,
difference in food. I mean, it was weird.
I guess,
Yeah.
have you guys noticed what I've said in your collections or whatever, depending on how many seasons you've been breeding, that those females tend to go normally about the same time of year for anybody on the panel?
So ours have been running like our first year. We were starting, August, September. Last year, they were a month later. And this year, it looks like they're going to do the same thing again, another month later. So, I mean, I've only got one. We've had one lock so far on 2 pairings. I've got a few newer girls that I'm working with this year. I'm sure I've got a couple down there that are ready to go, but they're just girls that I wasn't planning on breeding this year. I'm not really trying to produce a whole lot right now when our racks are already full. So I'm just breeding for projects this year in hopes that the market will pick back up.
Macco. Yeah. And my comfort level, like what I did in 2024, I think we had like 13 or 14 clutches.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I'm looking to stay roughly in that same pocket this year because that's kind of my happy spot where I have an open slot for like 20 to 25 holdbacks. And then just like he said, I'm breeding for projects and stuff that I want this season. So, well, that's what I did in 24 anyways. And that's what people should do anyways, honestly. But this year coming up, we are going to look to drop a few more visual things and have a little bit more stuff to float around. But what I found is, like, for me anyways, 12 to 15 clutches, I don't normally have a problem getting rid of 20 or 30 animals. Now, I don't have the amount of animals that I go out and I'm able to vend the shows, though. So
Right.
it's a double-edged sword. I'm able to sell. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Uh, it's a double-edged sword because obviously I'd like to produce more to where there was more animals that I could get out to the public. But if those animals don't go, that's a lot more mouths to feed, and it's I don't want to be like one of those greedy breeders where it's like, "Man, we just got to breed everything, everything, everything." So just like he said well, I had females I wasn't sure about. It's always good to have those rainy day females because some seasons you're going to have girls that can't go back to back. And that animal that right now you're down there and you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to run her. You might be surprised how strong she becomes for one of your projects in 2 seasons off of something you haven't made yet.
Yeah.
So if you can afford to hold those big females that you've been raising for a couple years, you're better to hold them and keep them in the pocket than just let them go super cheap on the market.
Right.
That's so
Yeah.
power is in having the animals. You don't always have to breed them.
That's kind of where we are too. Where we started off with a lot of head-to-head pairings, and I'm really kind of done with the head-to-heads. If I can avoid them, I'm staying the hell away from them. So we're waiting on a few males to pick up and get their shit together and eat the way they should. And
It's just harder. It's just harder on head to head because if you don't hit, then you're dealing with the 66.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when I first got into this, boy, we was gambling on 50s, 25s, 10s, whatever percentage you threw it out there. It was like, oh man, this one could possibly be because mom's was a jet bite or whatever, but it was a different day and age and we didn't have all the testing. Anymore, if you're going to sell an animal that's a 66, it's rough because you almost either have to include in the price the shed testing or let the animal go super, super cheap. And the problem with that is the one you let go super cheap is the one that hits. It's just like how it works out. So we're always going to hold back the one that hit 2 or 3 codoms looking at it. But what are your statistical chances if you're looking at the one that hit all 3 of your codoms? Did it really hit that recessive? Which genetics hit first in the scientific lineup? Does recessive pass first and then codom come first, or is it either or? And no science can tell us that yet. So
100% either or. As it works down that chain, it's making a decision at that spot. It doesn't care what happened before or after.
Yeah.
Every spot has the same odds.
You know what I'm talking about, though, John? Which one hits first in that? In your statistics where they say, well, you've got a 25% statistic. Well, if it has recessive, is that in on that? Is it its own statistic? Does it come first? Does it come last?
Well, to that point, Steve, if you think about your allelic combos, where it's going to throw one or the other, it's just a matter of which one hits first. And so I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it. I think it's just the way that it falls and roll the dice.
I agree.
Wouldn't it be nice to get that figured out, dude? It would change. And hey, maybe I'm just being revolutionary. 5 years ago, none of us thought that we would be able to test stuff at all. So who knows?
20 years from now, they'll probably have a morphometer where they can dial in exactly what they want and produce that animal.
Dude, it'll just be like a thermometer.
Write your name and the side pattern.
You'll touch to the scale.
Like a fucking
and it'll tell you like the 10 most popular codom genetics. It's like beep, 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 beep. Oh, there's yellow belly and that's some bitch.
Right.
I want a ball python with carpet colors. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Now
if I could
from-
get a visual recessive for like $1,000 to $1,500, I'll buy it. But if it's any more, then I'll do the head-to-head. Like that's what I did with the rainbow pairing because I don't have $3,000 for each visual, so
Right.
I went ahead and did the head-to-head in that. But I did get hooked. Well, I made sure I got quite a few codoms in each one. Well, one of them's got one, and then the other has like 3 codoms in it. So.
And
See,
it's kind of a double-edged sword because what I was saying to him, what the hell does his name say?
who the fuck is Greg?
Okay, so
We're just so used to seeing it. We
so
know.
what who the fuck is Greg said is that kills me because I can't see it. It's super tiny on my screen. I'm on my phone. So like to what I was responding to Greg is that's more along the lines of if we're looking at moving the clutch, there's a double-edged sword and a double answer to that when it comes to powering up your collection. Because sometimes, just like Deadman was saying, you got no choice, man. If you want to level up your collection and stay within your means, you've got to do what you got to do, and that's called shooting the moon.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
scared money don't make money. So it's a double-edged sword on that. So the only way to truly step up a lot of our collections is to swing for the fences like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it still holds true. You're on the struggle bus with the ones you don't hit. So
That's what we did our first year because we just didn't have the budget that a lot of these guys have got thrown into it. But I'll say our first year, we had really good odds on the head-to-head pairing. I mean, most of those pairings, we saw at least 2 visuals in every clutch to push us forward. So now we're just at a point where we're waiting on those visuals to grow. And, you know, a lot of them were females that we held back. And the males that I did hold back they're right there on the edge. But I'd rather give them another year than try to push them, you know,
and
if
that's
that's what it would take.
That's the crazy thing, Greg. I've got a lot of people I talk to at the shows and stuff. We circulate around all across
I gotta
the
take
U.S.
off,
or
guys.
whatnat.
I
Hey,
will.
later, Will.
Have a good one.
You got
Good
that
luck,
show.
Will. Have a good show, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, Will, for popping on.
The odds are the odds, Greg. Like, I've got friends that run head to head and they'll hit 4 damn visuals out of 6 animals.
Yeah.
I ran a head to a visual last season with multiple recessives attached to it and codoms, and I only hit 1 clown out of 6. So, like, the odds are the odds, brother. So head to head
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean possible failed stuff like that. And
True.
it's how Canova and those guys are stretching their collection the way they are. If
Yep.
you have the means to sit and hold it and grow it, you can prove it out. But
So how do you guys feel, not to change it, but we're talking head to head, but how do you feel about a potential male or female in the pairing having more likelihood to throw that head? And I
Okay,
have a
well,
reason behind this. Like the male or female, like how do you feel about a particular animal is more likely to throw that head than another animal with a head? Like, do you think that exists?
So, like, if you've got a 50% versus a 66%?
No. What I'm saying is, they're both heads, but
Okay.
I'll give you the example and the reason I say this. We had 4 het clown females when we started. We had 1 het clown female that would throw clown almost every egg. We'd get 5 clown out of a 6-egg clutch. We'd get 4 clown out of 7. We'd get 5 out of 8. You know what I mean? It was just like really exactly what I'm saying. And like these other hets weren't hitting that way. They'd hit 1 or 2 out of the same size clutch.
I was thinking
So,
that
like,
too, that is possible. I mean,
I think there are animals that have a better tendency to throw the het is what I'm getting at.
right.
I think in that situation, it can be the male or the female, and whichever one it is that you're leaning on needs to have less recessive or anything else tied to it. because when those parents merge together, you should get a little of mom and dad. So, for instance, say it's mom and mom is a blackhead clown or whatever, as long as, or a blackhead het clown, I think your odds of her throwing that het clown into it are better because she's got less stuff to throw.
I feel like, and this is going to sound really weird, but I feel like each animal has like a strength of that trait, whether it's a head or not. I feel like they have a strength of that trait in the pairing and whether or not it actually passes. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be interesting to see a study on it, because to that point, John, our girls that went last year that, would throw 2 or 3 visuals in the clutch, this year with different sires still threw about the same numbers.
Exactly my point. Yep. I was going to make the same point with our lace girl, which is a non-recessive, but our lace girl that we put 2 different males to now has thrown like 80% lace babies, and the male has no lace. And I'm going, that just got to be a tendency to that animal to throw that gene more often, or whatever position it's in. It's slightly stronger than most genes in that position on the other side. Do you see what I mean? It's like
exactly.
It feels weighted that way when we look at the outcomes. And I know it's only 2 seasons, but like still, it's weird that it shouldn't.
I mean, and some genes tend to hit better than, for me, Bell genes seem to hit hard in my collection.
Yeah.
So,
we've had the opposite on that, which is funny, right? You say that, and in our experience, it's the opposite. Like, we have a lesser pairing we've done a couple times, 3 lessers total out of like 14 eggs.
Wow.
So that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's animal to animal how heavy that gene is weighted in their own,
in their coding. There's probably something legitimate to that we just don't understand yet. I mean, because that bamboo male of mine, I mean, he slept that clutch with, we have 5 bamboo out of 9, and we've repeated that same pairing this year. That's the one we've had the locks on. So it'd be interesting to see how that comes out if we get the same mix like we got before.
Yeah, we've done that in snakes that we know we have a market for, or we have a possibility from. We've done the same pairing back to see if the odds and the numbers kind of come out close, and they actually do, which is really weird. Aside from one animal, and we're like, there's something more to that than just the odds of that pairing. When you've done repeats and it comes out the same,
no worries, Steve.
Something's weird here.
It'd be nice to compare notes on that in about 5 years or so, and once we've got a good
right. Well, we don't want to do that pairing for 5 years.
Yeah. Well, no, I get it, but I mean, you can track those animals. You can track where you've got the sire. You can track where you've got the dam. And for me, I think it relies mostly on the dam, because she's the one doing all the work, right? The sire, he just comes in, he delivers his package, and he's out. So I think all the heavy lifting is done by the dam, but it'd be interesting to be able to compare it through the years. I'd love a chance to look through like Justin Gabelka's pairing records through the years just to see, what he ended up with.
What's up, brother?
On some of those pairings.
Yeah. I agree. And we have a spot nose in the same situation from the male side. So we've used the same genes, or not same genes, but same female, 2 different spot nose males coming to that female for 3 years. The one spot nose male produced inordinately high spot nose. I think it was like 6 out of 8 were spot nose. The next year, the other male, who was also spot nose, some other codoms, 2 out of 7, I think she laid that year, but 2. Put the other male back to her the 3rd year, high again. I'd have to look back to count, but it was way more than half. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's like that male he throws spot nose, period. None in the female, you know what I mean? So
I wonder if you had the same male going to, like, say 2 different girls, and you plug him in one year and you get 5 on one hand and you get 2 on the other, and then follow up with the same pairings the year after. I'm curious if you end up with the same result, or
I don't know. And that's kind of, I just had this feeling that it feels like a certain
Eric?
animal wants to
What's
throw a
going on?
certain gene more so.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
But completely, completely guesswork, but it sure felt that way in the couple of instances we've had where there's repeat pairings and the numbers just don't make sense. You
Sure.
get a little more variety.
Yeah, I was gonna do that spin to win. And I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna do it in 2 parts actually, because I'm trying to figure out how to get multiple names on there, and this one only goes up to like 8. So,
Does anybody know
It's
the
good.
one?
It's good. I already
The
won.
site I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Fred and AJ use for theirs, because that site's got the races and all that different stuff there, and I know they've had as many as like 50 on there at a time.
I don't.
I think they got
There's
100 on
one
there at
called
time.
Wheel of Fate or something. I can look real quick and see if there is one.
That sounds like a bad dating show.
Right.
It does.
Done with that shit, thankfully.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking here, but
Greg in a past life was a truck driver. With him sitting there with that headset on.
right. So wheelofnames.com looks like you can put up about as many as you want.
I pulled up the Wheel of Names. I might have to actually.
I'll be right back though, guys. I got to get to the
Go for it.
restroom.
Yep.
Ken said he's looking for there.
Let's see here. Wheel of Names, but yeah, this one's only 8.
See if I can pop up another window here.
Oh, you might be able to reach out and message Fred and AJ real fast.
Well, what I was thinking too is there's 12 people, so what I could do is I was going to hand out 2 different gifts. It's either their choice of a T-shirt or a 10-ounce rock glass.
Tumbler. Yeah.
So if I do 6, whichever one they want, if I do 6 people on one and then the other 6 on another wheel.
Sure.
If you want to be entered in to the spin to win, put Blue Zombie Morphs in the comments and I'll add your name to the wheel. You guys could type it in too if you want.
Yeah,
You got,
I don't think.
you got-
I don't think.
Sorry about that. And Eric,
I don't think a cop would like me driving and texting.
How many names do you need on there?
Up to 12 it's showing. There's 12 people in here.
All right, hold on. I think I found one. Paste it to you in the private chat side.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I've seen too. That one works good.
Listen, I thought I had it down pat the other night on you guys' show with Jared. I thought the answer was avocado for that question.
Yeah, very close. Fucking Eric cracks me up, man. Good to see you, bud.
I had to miss it because of work, and I'm like, I'm just gonna swing for it. Avocado.
No. Good a guess as any, I guess.
Did you send it on IG, Greg?
No, I sent it in the if you look at your
in our private chat here on StreamYard. I think is what he meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right in StreamYard, yeah.
Where he's on his phone, he might not be able to see that.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm on my phone. Damn it.
All right, hold on. I'll send it to the I'll put it up in the regular chat.
Okay. Figure out how to pop back on here.
Nope, it won't let me post that one. Okay, hold on. I'll send it to you in IG. What the hell?
Delay in game. I gotta go to the vape shop.
There we go.
That's always weird seeing people drive and on these lives. It cracks me up.
It's in the IG.
I don't win. I'm either at work in my van or I'm driving.
I might be able to just actually use this one.
Well, I tested that one while we were sitting here talking, and that one I know will work.
I'm not. Let's see.
Did I just hear dog feet?
All right, we got Stan.
Maybe not. dog toenails on the floor. I'm so used to hearing it here, but this left ear is about useless. I'm gonna just take that damn thing out.
I'm on carpet here, and dog's asleep behind me. You can probably hear him snoring more than you hear his feet.
It was probably ours behind me, and my head is so plugged that I'm not hearing things right. But I felt bad. I told T, man, I'm dealing with this ear deal. I can't sit on a live. Not last night, you know.
Yeah, I've been just kind of laid up this week, man. I've had some kind of respiratory thing going on, and just running fevers, just feeling awful. It's been terrible.
Yeah, it's a weird variant, man. It doesn't get you like the old stuff, but whatever's going around, it's up in your skull. It's way deep in your sinuses and just sits there.
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot to feed my bugs.
We just throw veggies and stuff in there.
Yeah, actually, that and I take a container of fish food.
Oh,
like
sure.
Fish food, and take some rice, like sushi rice, and some oatmeal, and just kind of shake it up all in there together. And I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, yep, got a little mix going. Yeah,
just kind of put it in like that, and they seem to thrive on it, especially the springtails. I can grow springtails like crazy.
Okay, I was gonna say, what are you bringing? Are you doing isopods and
springtails? Yeah, springtails and isopods.
Okay.
I'm slowly switching over a lot of the enclosures that for the colubrids and stuff in here to bioactives. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it'd work well for the carpets, but the carpets that I've got in here up here, they love it. They're all about it. Now they don't like when I go in there and spray and the ground is wet.
Thank you, Constrictly. Appreciate it.
They'll play the floor as lava for a couple days until it dries up in there for them. But
right. Yeah. Have you considered the auto misting systems and stuff, like Mist Kings and things like that?
From everything that I've been told, they're just bad news. You get a lot of RIs and stuff with that kind of thing. So I just got the regular.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it can keep it too wet, I guess. And especially like for the carpets and colubrids, they don't need it as wet as the balls do. Now I would consider it. I'm getting ready to have to upgrade my rainbow boas enclosure, and I am going to consider
a great one to use there. Yeah.
I think I'm going to put like a moving water feature in there, like a waterfall with a pump to keep the water moving in there, as well as a mist system that kind of operates off the same thing in there if I can.
Gotcha. Yeah, in ours, Greg, I mean, we had to have a full week timer. So what would happen is, like, if the humidity...
Yeah, Ken, that's fine. You could gift it out to somebody. So I'm gonna do 2 of them. I got a list of names on here, and then I gotta still put James on the next one.
Okay. Good luck, people.
Hopefully I get this thing to work. So right now we got John from Mission Morphs, we got Stan, we got Constrictly Business, we got Mac, we got Mark, and I believe I said Jamie, but we got them on here. So, and then I'll do another one after this. I know we got a few.
I wish I could blow you up.
I know. I should have hit the.
All right, I won. Oh, wait, that's not how you spell my name.
It was Constrictly Business.
Congrats, Phil.
Congrats.
Here, let me blow it up. So blow
There
it out.
you go. Pause.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Let me blow it out.
All right, so you get a choice of a shirt or the glass, whichever one you want. But I believe you wanted the shirt. And
Nice
just hit me
shirts,
up
man.
on IG. Let's see here. We
A
got.
little clappy clap.
So I got to put James on there. If anybody wants a chance to win a shirt or a glass, enter Blue Zombie Morphs.
I gotta get one of those hoodies, man. That's what I need.
These things are so nice.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get on there and get one, but there's just been other things taking priority right now. So
The danger in it is I like the hoodie so well that I wear it to do dumb shit. Like go work at the facility and then I get the, the fucking
you sit all over it.
mark on the goddamn arm and fuck.
Yep.
And you want to keep it nice, but you also want to wear it all the damn time.
Yeah.
It's a great sweatshirt, though.
Thank you, Stan. Appreciate it. By the man himself who did it, that's Stan. Got to give him credit for that logo.
Second best logo. Cartman's a lot better.
I don't know. I'm kind of partial to that one on your hat there, Eric.
Oh, yeah, Larry. Yep.
So I got James and Ken inside the spin to win right now.
Oh, God, you better put me in if it's just them two. We can't have one of them two win.
Yeah, I'll get thrown on there.
I told
but
you
if
guys,
you notice,
you're welcome to be in here, too.
I'm the only hat that has the red-ended scrolls.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's awesome.
Not his doing. I mean, the printer kind of goofed up on that, or whoever did it. But I'm good with it. I got a one of a kind.
Oh, that wasn't part of the design, huh?
No, they were supposed to be the yellow, like the normal scroll color.
I got you.
It's an original.
Yeah. I'll be so mad when I had to get a new one. I need it.
Yeah, Mark, I do.
Eric, you still got a credit with us, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I just don't know what the hell I'm gonna get.
It's okay. I'm just if you want to hold on to it, we got better animals coming out.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year.
It's so hard, especially with everything I'm doing. I'm like,
It's not even that. It's not even where the credit is or who it is. It's like, how do I fit this into me and my rack? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, God damn it. I was talking before the show. We've got like 4 credits with people floating around. Great animals. And like, we just don't know what to do with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I
just
know
in
I
the
got credits
stall
for a couple
pattern.
people too.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because like I'm not like everybody else. I'm going really hard in tri-stripe.
Glad you won it.
Right. Josh, good to see you pop in.
John, you want to be in there too?
Sure. Yeah, what the heck? At least it's another name to pass by when I lose.
So, what up, Josh? Shout out to Josh too, though. He won he won an animal on a thing and he can't take it to where he lives. And he said, "There's no better guy to have a retic than I can think of than you, Eric."
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So whenever that clutch hatches and he picks it, it'll come here, and then I get to get tortured again.
Yeah, it's something we've talked about over here too, and it's like at a certain size, we're just not equipped to do that correctly or well. Number one, we don't know enough about them. Number two, it's the space and the ability to keep that animal in good condition and like we feel like we're doing it right, and we're in no position to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like we were last night on Keys' show watching Dylan handle his berms and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we don't have the room for that, and not to judge anybody who does it, but I tell you, it's those animals when they're that large and you're keeping them even in like a 4x8 enclosure. That's tight.
At minimum, you're looking at 6x3.
Yeah.
Yeah, bare minimum. Yeah, I mean that's snug on an animal that size.
Oh,
like a decent floor space, but he gets his out a lot too. Lets them exercise around the room, so it's basically just they go to their bedroom.
Well, that's what we do with our bigger balls too. Once the girls we have in drawers and stuff like that. And the carpets. I get the carpets out, a couple times a week if I can.
Yeah, but like the big snakes are no joke. Like, and I do this all alone. Like, I go against the grain with what I tell everybody, but then again, I've been doing it for over 20 years. Wow, I sound old, but and like I'll deal with snakes, but then again, I've dealt with the retics and the berms so long that I can tell what I should get them out to exercise and when I shouldn't or whatnot, and if they want to hurt me or like they let you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you pay attention, your animal's going to tell you everything you need to know with his body language. That's for sure.
Yeah, I can tell usually by as soon as you slide the glass open, I can tell if I should just slide it back closed or not.
All right. I got Greg, Eric B, John, Ken, and James.
No Josh? Josh wants to be on there, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I gotta be the odd one with the yellow and they get to be the same color. That's messed up.
Pat at Mako? Pat at Mako don't want to be in there? Dang. Come on, guys.
Hey Josh, you want to be in the spin to win?
Sorry, I'm just being a nuisance. I should just let you spin it.
Stan, I was doing two different ones. I put you guys on one, and because I could only put so many people, so I gave away 2 gifts and I split everybody up into 2.
Yeah.
Because then it'd be unfair to James, who was only in one. So
Josh says, "Hell yeah." And Jamie says, "I want to be in." If you put Jamie in, take me out.
Didn't Jamie? I put her in the first one, didn't I?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the first batches.
You already lost back. Quiet, babe. You hush.
All right. Here we go. We got James. Damn. Congrats, James.
Hell yeah.
Damn. James. And he didn't go on the first round because there wasn't enough to put everybody, so he went on the second one.
I feel like me and John were targeted there. Everybody else had matching colors. Me and John were our own colors. That's messed up.
I know. I feel like we got shorted. Oh,
hit me up, James, on IG and let me know whether you want the glass or the shirt. I'm sure you've probably seen it. The shirt's 2-sided. It's got my logo on the front, and then on the back, it's got the Dead Man Crew. It's got Freddy Krueger and Jason and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface, and all those guys.
Nice.
Mitch Moore said rig.
If the glass came with liquor in it, I'd be all over that.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, awesome, James. Yeah, just hit me up on IG. Both the winners, hit me up and let me know your size and address and all that good stuff. Right on. Thanks a lot, Ken. I appreciate it. It's awesome.
Yeah, but good job, Ken. Pat yourself on the back.
Ken's good at that.
Yeah, I was just saying earlier, Eric, I got big boy sizes too for the shirts and all that.
I feel attacked.
January, and then shortly,
Hey,
then
there's nothing
shortly
wrong
after
with that.
January, I'll be getting
I don't wear
smaller.
small sizes.
Yeah, you got to keep the fluffy gear in stock, man. Even
You have
I
one
am,
left
Mark. I
feel
sure
like
will. I'm actually going to put, I've been meaning to do it, meant to do it the other day. I'll get it up there on IG.
Oh, yeah. Who are you using for your merch?
You got the day off, huh, Eric?
I love Mark's logo.
I don't work
It's
Saturdays.
badass.
I don't think he heard you, Eric.
He didn't. He said,
How
"Who
you
you
doing,
using
Eric?
for your merch?"
I'm just going to talk to myself. How you doing, Eric? Pretty good, Eric. How are you?
Hey, I just asked you a question and you didn't respond.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
He's waiting for your answer.
I'm still waiting on an answer from the answer before the other your question.
What was
said,
it? What I missed?
I asked who you use for your merch, and you're just like da 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 da. I'm like, okay.
Oh, like a dick. Like an asshole. I use that Printify.
And no, I don't work Saturdays ever. Refuse to.
I hate, man.
I know you
hated
will,
having to work
Josh.
Saturdays the few times I did. In fact, I worked at a feed store, man. We had to work 12-hour days every day. And my days off were Wednesday and Thursday, or Thursday and Friday, something like that. I think it was Thursday, Friday. Yeah, it was Thursday, Friday. And then the fucking asshole, that supervisor, that cocksucker, switched me over to like Tuesday, Wednesday or something. I'm like, no, man, give me my Friday off at least if I'm not,
Thanks.
going to get the weekend.
Can I get one day in the weekend with everyone else? Can I just get one day to do something?
Exactly.
Like any other human being?
Ken, that sounds like a personal problem. You can't find it.
Pause. So many pause points in this.
You guys got any new snakes you getting in, or?
I don't pause. I got the one from KG that I won, that black pastel bomb jean, double het clown pied male.
Jesus.
And I'll have a few coming from Ashley once the weather breaks.
Some desert ghost, huh?
No, nothing. DG. Well, the stuff from my clutch, yeah, but no, nothing DGs. Just stuff for the add into my tri-stripe stuff.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Going hypo with it, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got a tri-stripe head hypo male, but I'm gonna add some other jeans. Start mixing some stuff. I'm gonna add some acid and some because GHI tri-stripes are cool looking. Some GHI and stuff like that, and a few other jeans. I like how Blackhead and Champagne work together. I'd like to see it in tri-stripe, see what it does. Just shits and giggles.
Have you seen anything Blackhead tri-stripe? Just on its own, or? No,
not yet.
I haven't. I was just curious, but it's such a weird interaction with everything along the back with a Blackhead. I wondered what it's going to do in tri. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen it with Hidden Jeep Loma. I've seen it with GHI. I've seen it with NG. I've seen it with Fire and Leopard and OD, Hurricane. There's a lot more out there than what people are letting be shown, but
sure.
Everybody's keeping it under the hat right now until the next big thing comes up.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, that's why I haven't seen no posts about any pairings for what I want to do. So yeah, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Better off.
Sometimes better. Yep.
And for all you puzzle people, at least you can tell tri-stripe clowns. You can't really tell puzzle clowns.
Oh, shots fired.
I can't say much because I'm trying to get puzzle
just
too.
stay out of clown with those. Yeah.
I'd like to see puzzle and tri-stripe and cryptic and tri-stripe also.
You know,
if you see super interesting.
Yeah, if you see cryptic with a lot of leopard combos, man, it pretty much draws it out to almost a tri-stripe pattern anyway. So I can only imagine.
Right.
I seen Mojave GHI tri-stripe that was wild. Like it completely destroyed the pattern. Like you couldn't tell it was tri-stripe if you didn't know what it was. The breeder didn't know what it was.
Oh, because you swipe the sides clean.
Yeah, it was just all distorted, just various marks here and there. Like I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Nice.
It takes away from what it is, and like they did. What was the other one that he had? It was a GHI fire tri-stripe, I think maybe. And like the fire, whenever they put fire in it, it kind of made the sides look speckled, like kind of monsoony-ish. Like there's a bunch of peppering in it. I'm like, that's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, fire does that in a lot of different combos. Adds in that speckling in the sides. We hatched the poor man's tri-stripe this year with the pinstripe, high OD, leopard, Enchi. And boy, did that thing look like a tri-stripe right out of the egg. It was crazy looking. I was like, what? And what's weird is like the one dark stripe is dead nuts down the back, which for a pinstripe makes no sense, right? Because a pinstripe always leaves that open hollow back that's bright. Right. That black stripe went right down the center of the back and left the two side ones, you know. It's weird. I'll get some pictures shot over for you. It's an odd looking snake. Cool snake, but
Cypress Black Pastel DG. You're sending that to your house in Pennsylvania, right, Stan?
Right. It's a badass animal. I'd like to see that black pastel cypress. I've not seen much of that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I'm trying to get there.
In there. Furrow crossed with possible lace.
I'm going to put cypress to my black fire girls. Try to work in that direction.
Okay.
You don't see too many of that furrow.
No, it's not a ton of it out there. It's cool stuff though. Everything I've seen, I've liked.
Right.
What I do is I'll look at the single gene stuff, and then I'll look at their supers, and depending on the super, kind of pulls me on a lot of stuff because if I read something back together, I don't want to make something that's going to be I'm not impressed by.
Yeah,
white snake.
Right.
Yeah, white snake. Yeah, like Eric said though, it's true. I like looking at if there's a codom, I like to see what that super does.
You know, one of the things that
even like just the single gene won't look great. You know what I mean? So if you go to the super form and that looks tough, like all right, cool.
One of the things that we did when we got started, which some say it's not the way to go, but I personally I stick by my guns with it, was we bought a lot of animals that were just single gene, but we did a lot of walking, a lot of searching, and found the best representation of that gene that we could. And then wanted to use that to work into projects. We try to get some base clowns and or some clowns that had a few codoms in them, but just room to work other codoms in on top of it and see what the actual effect would be with each one as you add it. Because sometimes, man, especially for me, I'm a new guy. If I take two animals that each have, 5 codoms each, and throw them together, I'm not going to know what the hell I'm coming out with. And trying to sort that out, it's a nightmare to me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, let's be honest though. They're realistically, depending on how a person wants to approach this and wants to be in this hobby. If you want to be a Canova, or if you just want to be that guy that makes some cool things for yourself and whatnot here and there, and go to some shows and just sell, animals like that. There's no really wrong way to start.
True. Yeah, it's what your end goal is, and how fast you want to get is what it amounts to.
Yeah. It all amounts on how you want to, if you want to make an ROI and how fast you want to make an ROI on what you should invest in and how you should do stuff.
And there's two schools of thought too. There's the slow growth school, and then you've got the Billy Rose school where Billy's like, Don't buy all these
Bosa?
animals. You buy 2 animals, you throw them together, and then you build from there, which is monetarily makes the most sense, and time-wise, I guess, makes the most sense. But there's a lot of learning that's being missed in that.
I missed the slow growth thing. Whenever I started after getting married, I got a couple snakes, a berm, and a couple bows, and then I'm like, next thing you know, I have 180 plus snakes in my house. I'm like, huh,
Well,
this escalated fast.
okay. I did the Pokemon thing too. I mean, we went from
Gotta
one
catch 'em
animal.
all, man.
You know, my first purchase was 2 animals at once, so we kind of went
Same
got
here.
into it. I mean,
Yeah, it was
2
2
years later,
animals
we
at
had
once.
100 animals, and it's like, what the fuck?
I see. Hey, I give you credit. You waited a lot longer than me. It took me 3 months to get up to 180.
Shit,
So
I
what's
wish I
funny
had more
about-
Well,
money.
because I didn't have the money.
I don't even
Yeah.
know how I had the money. Right now, as I look back on them days, I'm like, I don't know how I afforded them animals. I don't know how I got to there. I'm like, but it worked. I had them.
It just happened to be tax season.
Right.
Shit.
Sometimes
Sugar Mama was
it's
fronting me
free.
because I was out of work.
So it's funny, Greg. I mean, I know your approach there, and I know that is the smart thing to do regardless. Why would you not buy the best looking example of a gene, right? I think the hesitation for us, or not the hesitation, but at least maybe a learning point for somebody that's kind of got an expectation from that is we've done that and had some terrible offspring. Like, okay,
Really?
yeah, that one was a great example, but it didn't pass it. It passed the most basic version of that gene. It just happened that one looked really pretty. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
Yeah.
that's
it's like
true. That's true.
it's so weird. I know exactly what you're going for, and I think you kind of have to, because why wouldn't you? You wouldn't pick a bad example, right?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not
Exactly.
going to pick. If I'm trying to find like Red Stripe was one of the ones that I was
Focused in
really
on
taking
that,
my time on and dialed in on that because a lot of my projects that I wanted to get into were Red Stripe based. So I really took the time, to purchase the ones, and I purchased one female that I thought was going to be great, and took forever to grow it up to 1,500 grams. Put it in a tub with a male, and there's all this thumping and bumping in the tub. Pull the tub open, both animals shot out in different directions. We trusted
I
who we
know what
bought
the
it from,
answer
had
is.
never popped it. Yeah. So we never saw peens, but we got sperm plugs, so you know what the answer is there.
Yeah.
But luckily, I had purchased a couple others because the first 2 that I bought, they didn't have any hats to them, so I was really trying to concentrate on getting one with a strong clown hat. And got a really good example of that one. That one actually gave me a clutch this year, so now it's just a matter of growing it up and getting it plugged in.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we've had that go both ways, and one of our best yellow belly girls was just a simple lesser yellow belly way back. One of the first animals I bought. Could barely tell she was yellow belly. Lesser kind of wipes a lot of that anyway, but
Right.
her babies, insane level yellow bellies. I mean, this stuff was pushing up halfway up the body. I mean, that strong. Never know it from looking at her.
Not all genes are created equal either, man. Because sometimes you'll, like you say, we got that pied boy that TJ got, and he's got it's some type of super stripe complex gene in it. We're not sure what it is. We know that it's not yellow belly because we tested for that and came back negative for that. But in all of the offspring from that one, man, it's just crazy pattern and I'm thinking it's probably asphalt because it's a little more subtle than your typical yellow belly would be.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we just got to wait to test it again.
Sure. I think what it boils down to is just a lot of fucking this. Just a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, come on, man.
Absolutely.
Hit,
When you think about it, when you first get in, what do you really know about the genes you're buying?
Right.
It's hard to sort through all the muck and know what's a good copy of it and what's not.
Yeah, I got a female. I got to have check and see if she's either asphalt or yellow belly. It's one of the two, but hoping she's asphalt because I do not want ivories.
Right.
Ivory sell.
They do. I'd really like to have my freeway project hit.
Eric must
Yeah, I
have
got to
got
get
where
her
he's going.
checked. I think I might have one other I might have to have checked. I know my ultra male het pied boy, he's 66 double het hypo clown, and I'm pretty sure he's got the clown part hit, just the hypo kind of questionable, but I think he'll end up hitting on all of it.
Mm-hmm.
It came from Aussie, so that was like kind of one of the things like you were talking about earlier, John. If something could be certain genes, you might have one that's a little stronger pushing that gene out compared to another one. And I think like with this one, I think he'll end up proving out, but I think those genes are pretty strong too, because I got them from Aussie, and that's where that one guy had gotten the two hits, the 1.1, and hit the quads on all, or they were quad hit, and he ended up hitting the visual on.
Yeah, he hit a quad and a triple.
Yeah.
Crazy out of a quad, yeah.
So I wonder if the line breeding plays into that, and like John was talking about, strengthens that gene in the individual animals after they're bred back into that line a couple times.
Yeah, I really have zero evidence other than the few pairings that we have repeated, like I say, and it just seems like those stats are really swayed to a particular gene from a particular parent. Like the spot nose that's always passing spot nose, the lace girl that passes
What's
lace
up, Patrick?
70%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels really swayed in certain animals, but I don't know. Could be nothing. Could just be, hey, that's what you hit that time. You know, do it again, you get one. I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, I
sure
think
feels
it's
that way.
possible.
Hey, their genes are strong, is all they're saying.
I mean,
Right.
Hey, however, I'll take it whichever way, as long as those genes are strong in there. I mean,
And it kind of makes you wonder if those genes aren't more tied to their general health and carrying that gene also. Like, is that lace carried with the things that are making that a really healthy animal? And that's why it passes more often? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it part of a bigger package that it just happens to travel with that package?
Yeah, I think somewhere in that your diet and your husbandry's got to be tied in. I mean, there are some people that swear that the animals that they're giving ASFs to are much brighter in color, and their color is more dense than others. I've not personally seen any evidence of it.
I agree. I agree. Because we do both, and we have babies that have been on a certain size we couldn't get, right?
Mhm.
Like we couldn't get ASF out of our own growth to fill that need for that clutch. Same clutch growing up next to it got all ASF. They looked identical as babies. ASF clutch looked fantastic. Rat clutch, not terrible, but not as good for sure. So you're seeing this lineal growth of things you can't get food for side by side with one that you have the supply for.
Yeah.
And it's night and day when the racks are right next to each other, at least for us. Again, it could be a fluke. I don't want to say that's the gospel or anything.
So,
but it makes you wonder, like, hey, is that
it does?
Yeah. Can I ask you what kind of clutch that was?
Well, these were all lace clown stuff side by side. So two different moms, same dad, two pairings about 3 months apart. So it put their food cycle off by size.
Right.
But like I say, as hatchlings, we wouldn't have been able to tell the clutches apart. They looked pretty identical.
Well, the reason that I ask is this, and this is my follow-up question to that: is there any chance that one of those mothers is harboring lace? I'm sorry, is harboring a blade that the other isn't?
Well, I mean, possibly. I don't see it in either mom. I mean, they're pretty comparable, and they are different sets of genes, so that can play into. I'm just looking at the base animals that seem to receive the same set. So like a pastel lace het clown and a pastel lace het clown, which look pretty much identical at base, but now they're
right.
Most of our clown has blade in it. I have maybe one or two that don't have it in it, but I've noticed that the clutches that come from the blade parents do seem to color up a lot better.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's blade playing in and cleaning that up, but
absolutely can be. Yep. And it, like I say, I mean, we have both, we feed both, and we wouldn't like say don't feed one or the other, but in looking at the two, just from what we're seeing and what we're feeding, it sure seems to be the case.
Right.
Could be nothing. Could be nothing.
I don't have the option to try the assets that are illegal here, so I really don't have the option to try it. I don't have anything to base it off of. I'm just
here
throwing
too.
questions at it. Yeah.
Yep.
Like
and not enough.
Morphic Exotic said, it's sometimes I don't agree on a gene being a great representation over others, aka sometimes I think it's personal preference, which is true.
100%
for sure. Yeah, what you like that gene to look like makes a huge difference.
Well, and it makes a big difference in you have in mind what project you're working on and what you want it to do in that project. So if you see that gene in an animal, but it's not quite having the effect on the animal that you would like it to see in your animal, then you just move on to the next one. And that's when I say best representation, I mean best representation through
in
my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the guy who's standing next to me looking at it may see things completely different than me, and I'm okay with that. That's the one thing that makes this breeding thing so fun for me is, you can do anything, and you're gonna have something out there for everybody. And there's so many infinite possibilities of the way things can go with these animals. I mean, it's a great thing. I love the diversity of it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Dan said, think of pink flamingos. If they don't have enough beta carotene, they don't stay pink. More beta carotene, and you give your rodents should keep color brighter, and your snakes, in my opinion.
I do think it's a lot of diet passing along, but I also think it's what that animal holds when it processes things. So ASF processes food slightly different than a rat will. So say those color enhancers like you're talking about, ASF digests that, puts it into its own meat and bones and blood, and actually uses that where a rat might pass it through. It could be something very minor like that that's making a visual difference, or nothing at all. We could be all full of shit, but it sure feels like you can see the difference,
Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder. I don't know. I think some of that stuff is true, though. We've been talking about. I mean, I think some are just going to be stronger, than the next one. It just like somebody throwing more of a blue-eyed kid out or something. Maybe another one might have blue eyes, but just not as strong. It's all in the genetics. Did you?
Good topic. I mean, I like covering this kind of what if stuff because why would you not think about it at some point? We're all doing this every day, right?
Exactly.
I don't think it's talked about enough.
I agree. Something that kind of comes to mind, now in this age of YouTube now, where we'll sit around and we'll chat on live for a while about it. You wonder how many times, Justin and some of the others, the bakers or whoever had conversations about this that you'll never hear anything about because, it was before the digital age, and they were just kind of talking about it over dinner at a show somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm more than sure they've had a lot of these things.
Did you guys see that deal that they got? I think you did, John. Or most of you guys might have seen it actually in there. The Tiger King type thing that they're doing now, where that guy did the Tiger King and then the chimp crazy, and now they're doing the snake.
Yeah. So originally, Tiger King came about while they were doing their research to do the reptile. So the reptile show was supposed to be before all of that. But while he was, interviewing and talking to people to do the reptile show, someone said, "Hey, there's this guy down the street who's got all these tigers and stuff," and he said, "Oh, let me go check that out." So he diverted to that, and the same thing with the chick with the gorillas or whatever it is. Yeah. But now, because I forget who I was watching an interview with it, and he said now he's going to pull it back around to the reptile, and I don't. That can go very, very well. It can also go very poorly. It's not done well for the big cat community and for the primate communities. Because once people start seeing the things that some of these bozos are doing, then you end up with laws and regulations coming down from it. So
yeah, you're showing the carny version and not the other side of how there's actually 99% of the keepers are good. It's like, no, you're just showing that carny vision, so they're just seeing that crap.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I know.
So here's, I was going to say, so like here's the huge separation in what Tiger King, Chimp World, and we have all different, right? Tiger King, there is nothing but the carny side of that. I'm sorry, but there isn't. There just isn't a good scenario that happens where it's kept, unless it's like a established facility or zoo or something like that. There is nothing but the carny side. Same thing with the chimps. Like, that is carny side all day. There isn't anyone out there doing that correctly, because I don't feel like there is such a thing. You just don't keep chimps. You just don't. There's, you know what I mean? Where reptiles, it's so wide that I'm going to say, yeah, you don't keep a Nile crocodile in your living room. That's carny side, right? But if you get down into realistic keeping, the things that we're all doing in decent habitation, good husbandry, collections are kept well and clean, there is a different aspect to what our side would have to offer versus those other two sides. Like, those are all carny all the way. We have both extremes, but we also have a very reasonable and logical keeping group.
So maybe on the ball python side, and whenever you look at we'll say those communities, and you're judging through your eyes and through your vision. If you get someone who looks at the reptile world, who knows nothing about it, who's scared to death of snakes, terrified of snakes, and you look and they've got a 12-foot Burmese python that's 160 pounds, what? Why should you have that? That's just crazy. You shouldn't have that kind of animal,
And I do think that part of it's going to come out. It'll be shown for sure. Yeah. But the reverse opportunity is also there by reptile keeping being highlighted in such a huge format.
I hope so.
It presents an opportunity to show the good side of it as well. Where the other two, I don't think, have a good side.
No. I think it's gonna be a tough go for your big snake community and your hot community. I think those are the ones that are going to suffer the most through that.
Hey, wait a minute. That's some bullshit. I'm in them communities.
I'm just saying, man. You know it as well as I do, Eric. I mean, you know it's coming.
Right. Tyler Nolan's video. I don't know if it was today's or whatnot. I think it was the one where he was measuring his King Cobra. He mentioned about that, and he mentioned how the guy running that, there's parts where they want them to say certain. He made them say certain things. So I'm thinking it's going to be bad for us in general.
I tend to lean in that direction as well, Eric. I don't know this could be a good thing for us.
Because Tyler didn't seem too happy about it.
Well, and Chandler wouldn't get involved with it. Chandler kind of deferred him got him in touch with Tyler, but Chandler wanted no part of it. He would not participate in it. So that tells me right there that there was something that keyed him to stay away from it. I do know that a large focus is going to be on the smuggling, the illegal smuggling of the animals.
Yeah, that's what Morphix said too.
Yeah. What's the God? It's escaping me.
Because they were even talking about that guy Jeff or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, so there's supposedly there was a large portion of what they've done already was interviews with Crutchfield and asking him about the smuggling. I didn't realize until I saw this podcast I was watching all this on that I guess Tom he's a convicted smuggler, like twice,
multiple times.
Yeah. So whether you agree with it or disagree with it, everyone has their reasons. But I mean, the man made a lot of money doing it. And the trade is as profitable as drug smuggling is. So, where does it end? Where's the cap to it?
Right.
Well, let's be honest. With him getting caught for that stuff, that made push and made some people realize, and even governments and whatnot, that there might be a way to make some money off letting some of these animals in.
Yeah, but I don't think it's our government that it was as much as the problem as it was the governments where the animals were coming from.
No, the stuff down in Mexico that he was taking or whatever, he wasn't allowed to do that.
Yeah, they're not getting their piece of the pie. So that's ultimately what it all amounts to. Like if you were to feed those people properly on their way out on your smuggling, and you were to feed the government on your way in on your smuggling, they would have no reason to ever raise the. They want their piece of the pie, is what.
Are you suggesting bribery, John? Those things don't happen in today's world, man. Where are you coming from with this?
Hold on, he didn't say bribery.
That's where the legislation always comes from. It's where's our piece of this?
I'm 110% on you.
Yeah. So I don't think it's an attempt to stop that, because I think you're right, Eric. They're seeing that that's a big enough draw and a big enough asset to have happen, but in a way they can tax it or bottleneck it to where they can pull money from that system rather than it just happening. That's always going to be the case. I mean, always. So I do feel like they're going to leave us, and when I say us, I mean the vast majority of keepers out of it, and reptile people that do breeding here locally. It's all domestic stuff. I don't think that's going to be a focus or I certainly hope that's not a focus in this, because that could be really, really damaging in the end,
oh yeah, and God forbid they go to somebody's facility and pull out a drawer that an animal's destroyed the tub in. And they say, "Oh, look at these animals.
These are kept."
Yeah.
Dude, I cleaned it yesterday. I swear, it does it every time.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna have their employees cleaning one room at a time before they take the people in there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 15 minutes before they go in, it's like, hey, go do a spot check real quick because.
Well, you can't even say that. I've cleaned and put a snake in already. As soon as I put it in, it's taking a crap.
Exactly.
The 6 enclosure behind me, just cleaned that this morning. I can guarantee you one of them's gone in there and finger painted all over the walls.
Well, I'm happy that's your enclosures, not mine.
Right, Stan?
Exactly, Stan. Yeah. I think we're on the same page there.
Got to grease those bearings.
Sadly, I have to refill this glass. It's like it all evaporated. I'll be right back.
Somehow it just disappeared. Pete has been trying to probably shed our expos and our keeping practices to the everyday Joe and getting them on board with hating the animals, going through any of it.
And that's easy to do with ruse and misinformation. Our government does it every day and gets away with it just fine. So,
right.
It's people these days. There's so little independent thought that goes on anymore. It's alarming.
You're not saying that there's a bunch of sheep out there.
Bah.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's just, and it's not getting better because the younger generation, you can't get them out of their phone.
Yeah. Got your refill, John?
That's some.
Yeah, I had to just do a real slow. Did you see the beer goggles?
Look like your camera has some beer goggles going on.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, there's a lot of a lot of negativities, but like I don't know. That's why I don't. That's why none of y'all see nothing.
Right. I mean, and that's what it's going to kind of amount to too. It's like who is going to put themselves out there in a bad light, and I think we really do need to stop that. The hot community, I think, is getting a lot of flack for that. These guys
And they
jumping
deserve
on camera and doing this free handling stuff in a weird, obviously not safe manner, and it's like just stop shooting yourselves in the foot. Like,
Yep.
I don't know, man.
these guys that get out here with these elapids, and they're just slinging these elapids around like they're freaking hog noses or corn snakes or something. It's like, dude, come on, man. People don't grasp that it's not the danger to them; it's to the danger of the other idiots out there who are going to follow in the footsteps.
Yeah, we don't need no more Jeffs.
Right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, and I know this is like heavily contested and whatnot too, but even in our side of it, when I say our side, I always go back to ball pythons because it's really all we deal with in any kind of number. But why would we do things like the feeding videos and the reels and clips of things that we know are controversial? We all know what it looks like. You're not doing that for another breeder. You're not doing that for anyone in our community. But why would you put something out that intentionally that you know is going to be heated?
One reason.
Do you know?
Only one reason. Because it gets views and it makes them money. And as long as those two go hand in hand, that will always be.
I'm glad you brought that up because, and these people that have moved to like platforms like Patreon and that where you can watch them do their live feedings, this and that, you don't think that there's going to be some government official that's willing to spend that money a month just to get information on what you're doing and how bad it looks and all this and that?
Well, there are government agencies out here that don't need that. They don't need to pay that because it's through. Listen,
it'll be fun.
The entire internet was developed by our government.
Yep.
It is their system. They just released it to the public. Do you think that they're going to keep tabs there?
Yeah, so they're watching the same porn I'm watching.
Exactly. And they can tell you every porn site you've been to. All you got to do is bump into the right person.
Only one ever. It was who the fuck is Greg.com?
It was by mistake, I swear.
And it wasn't ball pythons he was handling.
That's right.
Look at that dorsal.
Here, Vance? Is that lace girl?
Yeah.
Look at that dorsal.
And calico lace, yeah?
Yeah.
Boy, I really like that combo.
Yeah, it goes well together.
Pretty sure that's just a normal send it here.
Right?
That's a pretty girl.
You don't need that
nothing special.
Tubs there.
So I think the reason, or part of the reason, lace and calico work so well together is because they're both like spectrum eliminators. Like if you look at calico, it eliminates a spectrum of color. And the same thing is true with lace. Like people always say it's a brightening gene, it's a this gene. It doesn't really brighten anything. What it does is it eliminates like a spectrum of color range. So like in a path this wide of browns, it eliminates 7 of those browns and it leaves 1. Do you know what I mean? So your snake overall appears to look brighter, but you still see those dark brown flecks here and there in a lace animal. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like
a lot of these color enhancers are just that. They're like a form of xanthic and just eliminate. You know, I agree with you.
Yeah, we see it all the time. Like it's a huge one with pastel because pastel wants to brown out so bad from the dorsal down. But like as soon as we get our lace in there, we see 2 shades of brown from that dorsal down, but it's all patchy and spaced out. Like it's missing the other shades of brown that should be filling that in and making it look dirty.
Right.
If that makes any sense, it's like they're just gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have any animals with orange string with lace in it?
Orange Dream lace, we don't. No.
I've got one I'm going to try to put it to eventually, but I was curious if you know how Orange Dream always gets that shade across the dorsal. You know,
Yeah.
you get dark across the back and then it brightens up toward the base. And I'm wondering if the lace will at least lift a little bit of that off, because again, it's that in that brown shade that you would get from the pastel.
Well, the lace tendency is to be crown up, right? So it's the upper part of the alien heads up to the dorsal, kind of gets like a crown on it of lighter color in general.
Exactly.
But it would depend on what spectrum those colors are in, is kind of what I'm getting at. Like, would it eliminate them or would it leave them? I don't know, because it's going to pick like one of those 8 shades and it's going to leave 2 of the 8. It's going to pull out the other 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I mean? So depending on what was predominantly making that dark on top would depend on whether it helps that or not, if that makes any sense. It's like it's going to leave 2 of those colors, but 6 of them are going to be gone, kind of a deal. I don't know. It's a very strange gene, and the more we put it into different genes, that's kind of what I keep seeing back, is that it's not really a brightener. It's like a filter that only allows X number of colors in that shade to come through.
Yeah.
So you get 2 out of the 12 browns. You'll get, 3 out of the 12 blacks. You'll get, 2 out of the 7 yellows, and those will be allowed to push through. The other ones are like filtered out, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the overall look tends to look brighter, but
and cleaner. Because I feel like the same thing. A lot of that speckling that you would normally get in some genes, that the lace kind of in the same way kind of eliminates those. And I don't think that lace cleans as well as DG does.
It doesn't.
But
that's good.
I think that I think it highlights a lot better than DG does. With the exception being Billy's line of enhancer. I think the enhancer gives lace a run for its money, for sure.
I think enhancer does look better in the adult animals. I've looked at all his different photo comparisons and things, and I think it does have a much better palette. I think DG tends to, I don't want to say dull things, but it kind of wants to.
But DG does kind of operate in that gray spectrum. If you pay attention, especially in a single gene animal. And the sides will be a lot more gray than they will, the typical yellow that you would see, or the brown, whatever the morph it's in.
Yeah.
I don't have any enhancer animals to compare, so yeah.
You have enhancer, John, or?
No, absolutely not. No, I've just gone off of Billy's stuff and people that have imported from him with their DG lines and kind of showing comparisons. And the enhancer feels, and I understand they test the same, whatever, but the line breeding thing is real for sure. So you put that enhancer next to the DG, and I feel like the palette stays a little more stable and a little nicer in the enhancer stuff. Again, going off example, I haven't had it in my face or to work with, but
so I'm not sure how customs work with this. I know shipping is stupid expensive coming down from Canada, and I know that a lot of the guys like Billy, they'll wait and do a large shipment to save their customers as much as they can. If you were to go over and purchase an animal, what would you have to do to bring it back across the line?
You got to do all kind of CITES sheets and stuff to actually transport. The transport part of it is actually more pain in the ass than the shipping. If it's boxed and it's shipped with their CITES sheets and things and passed through facilities, it's totally different than you taking a live animal through the border. That takes a lot of other information and forms and documents, and I mean it's way worse. That even goes for like
health certificates and all that stuff. But I was just curious.
So expense-wise, I don't know, but I know like the paperwork and the routing for that is completely different and a huge pain in the ass, to get it accomplished. It's not simple.
Right.
Yeah, and God forbid you get caught.
got a snake from Italy. It only cost $300 to get shipped here.
Damn, from where?
That's not
Italy.
bad.
Oh shit.
The hell was that,
I
Eric?
I plead the fifth. Telling them,
Okay, never mind. I didn't ask. Sorry.
yeah.
Like, what
That's
the
what I was
hell
just kind
came
of
out
figuring
there?
that shipping was probably about $200-300.
I think
Like
it's not so much like I think when Billy talked about it the one time, like John was saying, it's not so much like realistically the cost is just all the paperwork and bullshit you got to go through to get filed and done and set up to ship them. That it makes more sense for him to do it
mm.
a
Oh
bunch
yeah,
at
I
a
mean,
time.
no doubt it's easier for him to do that. I was just curious if, say, you were going on a trip up there, if maybe they could do that paperwork so that you could easily bring the animal back across with you if you had all the paperwork with you. I don't know how that works, to be honest with you.
I
Oh
think
man,
it's way worse
That
as
would be
far
nice.
as bringing something live. I think that's way harder,
Right,
from what I understand.
makes sense because you got to go through, I guess, an import facility or something to
Yep,
facilitate
it's all got to be
the
done
Chinese
at
paperwork
the
on the other side.
border.
Yeah,
Yep.
makes
cleared by
sense.
customs.
Yeah, I
Might be there for days.
was gonna say we all know what an efficient operation that can be sometimes. So
Right. Pain in the ass.
Well,
Can't say we all know that because I've never had to worry about nothing with customs.
I've had
no,
some
no
friends that
traveling,
help
Eric?
I'd like to do some exports out to other countries. It'd be nice, but it does seem like a hell of a headache, though.
By the sounds of it, you're just better off to link up with somebody like with you. It would probably be best to link up with uh,
Miguel.
Michael
Miguel.
Cole does. Michael
Yeah,
Cole's the exporter for them down in
yeah,
Florida, Ballroom South. He's the one
hmm
that does all the exporting. He's the one that does that. I'm sure you've seen. I can't remember whose YouTube's he was, but whenever they come over and they're doing Tinleys and stuff, and that Scott Wolf or whatever, Scott something or other from across the seas that comes over and he's in some of the Tinley videos that you see on YouTube. He does he's one of the guys that imports and exports from over in the UK and stuff, and Michael Cole gets the majority of the shipments in, at least on our side of the country.
Nice.
And
I've always
deals
kind of wondered about that. Never pursued it. Nothing in our project's worth pushing that hard yet to have to go that way.
no.
But eventually, I mean, that'd be cool.
I think if anything, I'd be on the other side of it, trying to get something something in versus something going out.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either way, it's like it's not been a concern, but
Yeah,
Well, the funny part is when they got that snake from Italy and shipped, even with that $300 shipping, it was still a lot cheaper than if they would have bought one from over here. Same thing.
oh, I'm sure.
Nice.
Just because of the way our market goes right now.
Shit, I like to do that. Spend a little extra in shipping, but get the snake away a lot cheaper than. Because there was
That-
one I was looking at. Oh, it was the gorilla gene. I wanted to get that until I found out that it was like other stuff, but that's a lot cheaper. But that was over in the UK or something somewhere.
Canada, right? Wasn't DPR on the gorilla stuff?
You know, it might be Canada because that's actually who it was. It was DPR that I was talking
Yeah,
to.
DPR Cobra.
So it
Yeah.
might have been Canada.
What did gorilla end up being? Did you say? Was it some
Oh,
other stuff?
it is its own gene, but like what made that so nice whenever they found out is that the gorillas they were showing had HRA in it too.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So
That's
everybody
what
was thinking that
makes it so
gorilla was
hard.
just HRA.
Gorilla.
Gotcha.
If you watch this video, gorilla's really not that impressive by itself at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Certainly not
put it-
to justify the price tag that goes along with it. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
$5,000-6,000. I'm good.
Yeah.
It might be
I'll
cool,
go-
but it ain't that cool.
I'll go buy a lorry.
A lorry.
Right.
You don't even hardly see those much.
Yeah, you do. You see HRA all over the place. It's the same thing.
Is it?
HRA, Lori, what is it overseas? They call
HRA,
it lace
Lori,
blackback.
lace blackback, green
Mhm.
Green
pastel.
pastel. Yeah.
There's
Interesting.
something called toxique, or a weird pronunciation for it. And I think there's one or two others.
Huh.
It's ridiculous.
Huh. Yeah, the green pastel I had not heard before.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
You can import from Canada, add on additional $250 for shipping in a month or so to receive the animal.
Yeah.
That's not too crazy, honestly.
No, I mean it's not terrible. But
I don't like paying the shipping for what I pay for here. I ain't paying $250. Fuck out of here.
No, I mean, if it was something like super nice that you wanted, but yeah, like you said, I'd much rather spend 50 or 75 than
it depends.
$250.
If the animal's posted in Canadian money, then you make out like a bandit because that's considerably less than what our dollar is going to carry. So
yeah,
yep.
If the animal's if the animal's worth enough, then that eats the price instantly.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, that's the only thing that would make it worthwhile. But like realistically, I ain't finding what I want in Canada.
Yeah.
It just ain't up there, says Eric. My shit ain't up there in the cold.
Right.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, we've seen animals up there and considered it because the price was almost half what it was US. You know?
Right.
And had the examples been slightly nicer, we'd have probably went for it. But it was like looking at the animal, looking at the price, looking at the shipping, the weight, all of the factors considered, it just never panned out. We looked at several up there over time.
The scary part of it is, you don't know who the hell you're buying from up there unless you're up there and going to shows up there. I mean, I know like 3 breeders, who are in Canada, and that's all I know of them. And there's a lot of breeders up there, just like there are here, but you don't know what you're buying or who you're buying from. That's the scary part.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we stayed in the big group, like RCR were the ones like that come to mind. But so yeah, I think if you stay with that, you're fine. And like I say, the only reason we didn't do it was visually they weren't quite where we were looking for. They were nice animals, but like we could find better examples here, for what we were after. But
right.
Yeah. Price was very, very close though, all things considered.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was within, 50 to $100, when you factored in US to Canadian and the shipping, because it was quite a bit less up there. Shipping brought it very close.
There again, those animals would probably produce something that looked better than what you were looking at, because you never know what you're going to get out of the team.
Could be.
Yeah, them Canadians are too fucking nice. You can't trust people that nice.
Right? You're right there, eh?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Hey, listen, I thought, oh man, I'm gonna feel like an asshole because I say this a few times whenever people talk about them. Whenever I first seen F and A's in a chat, but these must be some fucking Canadian people.
Yeah. They had the A's going on.
Yeah, F and A, but here they're potheads from Colorado.
Right. And awesome guys, man. Super awesome guys.
Yeah, I love those guys. For real.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely, Mark.
Yeah, Nasty's a good one.
But again, that's in that same group because Nasty is in the same building with Billy. So you're still right there in that same.
Y'all forgot a couple of people too that I buy that aren't like huge people, but I'd buy from Austin. I'd buy from Lord of Lion or Jaffe too.
Yeah, that's true.
Jaffe, yeah, I always forget Jaffe for whatever reason, but yeah.
I can't afford Jaffe's animals. He's out of my league right now. It's going to take me a couple of years to be able to.
Yeah, what blew my mind the other night on Genetic Canvases, whenever they were talking to Austin, he'd like asked him about his collection. He's like 900 animals.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah, I didn't picture that number up there either. I was thinking 400 or 500,
Damn.
Thousands, a lot of animals, man. It's a lot of goddamn animals.
You think you guys would ever get to 500?
Fuck no.
Yep.
Not just no, but hell no. Mm-mm.
When I'm
No, I see
retired from work.
I don't.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but I mean, I think I would like to try to stick around 2 to 300 would be an excellent number, and that's still big. I mean,
You're saying that now, but if you like a normal person that's not doing it like specifically just all for living and everything, like as a living, you know, I can say it because I've had 180 plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work, especially if you're doing it solo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, taking care of all those snakes and then plus the rats on top of that if you're breeding for them.
Right. So at what point do you need to take on employees, and then you have even more of a stressor or obligation to those individuals who you've employed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can't just leave them hanging out to dry whenever something doesn't suit, you know, your end of things. So
yeah, that middle ground never made sense to me. So I see that like a roughly at a 200 animal mark per individual. So for Jamie, Jason, and I really don't see us over 400, and that's even cutting short of that 200 per person.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're either there or you're in some bedlam wasteland between 400 and 800 animals before you just said exactly what you said, Greg. You go full in employees, you go full in facility, and you actually buy in big. At that point, I don't think there's really a feasible middle ground. Do you know what I mean? To do it
not
right,
that I can see.
like there's that weird 200 animal cap per head, if you want to call it that. Like Jamie, Jason, and I, the three of us, puts us realistically. I don't want to be over 400 for the three of us. Even that's even a big number. Do you know what I mean? But beyond that, it's either make that decision, shit, or get off the pot kind of a scenario. You know what I mean? Like go in big and get the people, the facility, do it right, or cap it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I've always said that my cutoff point was going to be when I got to a point that I had so many animals that I wasn't able to handle all of them at least once in a week's time. Then that's my cutoff point, because that's where I want to be. I don't want to sell someone an animal that I've not had an opportunity to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Evaluate, if nothing else.
Work with.
Yeah, or just to, you know, to work with them and socialize. That's the word I was looking for. Just, you know, I'm not going to sell somebody an animal that's not socialized to my satisfaction, because you know, I'm just, you know, I'm staking a lot on that, and I want the best outcome or the best opportunity for outcome between my animal and its new owner, period. And, you know, I tell all my customers when I want to talk to them, listen, my priority is to that animal. You come second to that animal. So, you know, just if you can accept that's where you stand on the totem pole, we can move forward, and that's where we go. So,
yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, that's what I like. I pride myself on. I'm able to work with all my animals, and they're tame, they're calm. Besides, you know, there's always going to be that one, but all my stuff is like, even the babies are just calm and chill because I'm working with them right out of the egg and everything. So it's like, I don't have any issues with them for the most part. So I don't really want to get to where I can't work with that snake, you know, or like you said, giving it the best chance possible. If that snake's pissed off at the world because you haven't been working with it, and somebody goes to get it, like, yeah, maybe it didn't strike at them the day that you're showing it to them and they buy it, but they end up getting bit later, and that person's they're not like us and they get irritated with it. Well, then where's that snake going to end up and whatnot?
Right.
So,
I mean, we've got 200 animals in this house, and there's only one that I worry about and that I'm extra cautious with when I go in our enclosure. And that's that bitch behind me of TJ's. That snake, that fucking snake from day one has wanted to kill me. And to this day, if I go up there right near the enclosure, she's out and she's just effed up and waiting for me to open that door. And she actually took a shot at TJ this morning. So I was like, yeah, you need to start taking her out and handling her more because I'm not bleeding for her.
Right. I'm not getting no battle scars over this.
No.
And we have that happen both ways too. I mean, we have a big female. We're super hype about putting her with some males this fall, but she started out so nice. Like as a baby, you'd open her tub, she'd crawl right onto your hand, all of that. She hit that 400 or 500 range, and you can't get anywhere near that tub. I mean, any crack, a light, movement, sound in the snake room, that thing is 100% on to eat, and it doesn't matter. Like if we hook train everything to be able to clean, right? So we touch it on the body, make sure it knows it's not food time. This thing goes around the hook to get at you. I mean, it is just in full on food mode regardless. It doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? So it's this weird range of animals that you end up getting.
We have one that
controlled at 100%, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
We have one that every time TJ tries to feed her, she'll go for TJ first. And we'll continue to go for TJ as long as she's there. No, I can go in there and pick her up and she's just sweet. She wraps around my neck, cuddles me. She's fine with me. She just can't stand TJ. So we've each got our own snakes in the collection, and we kind of leave the other person to handle the one with the best relationship with them, You still have to go in, even this bitch behind me, I've still got to go in there once in a while and take her out and let her know that, she's not going to throw that attitude at me and scare me off. Yeah. But, I just know that every time I do, there's a chance I might bleed.
Could get tagged today. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, like you said, you got to go in there and let them know who's boss, but you got to be worried too about walking away with getting bit or something.
I can tell you that when it comes time to breed that snake, TJ will be taking that snake off of eggs, and I will be back in the camera giggling.
We've had that
with some popcorn and some soda.
Yeah. You know what the trick to that is, Greg, and this has almost always been true for us, is to watch that so close that you're in there 5 minutes after that last egg. Do you know what I mean? When they're so exhausted and so wore out that even if they want to fight, they're like, fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
No,
it's right after that last push.
It's like the girls know when we're going away somewhere because they always lay when we're not home. So either that or it's real early in the morning, like, 4 or 5 in the morning. It seems to always be the case. It's very rare that we catch one that is, actively in the lay.
Yeah. Now we catch them all the time. Again, we work at home. So first thing we do when the alarm goes off is we pop down there, look at all the prospective females, see that they've started, right? So at the next break, run down there. Okay, they're on eggs 5, whatever. We know they got a couple more coming. So we could kind of time that out. But boy, you give them a chance to get a granola bar or a little juice box between that last egg and going in there, whole different story. You know what I mean? They get that little recoup time. And
I've not had any strike at me when we've been taking them off egg, which has surprised me because we've got some that are, I won't say they're aggressive, but they are kind of cage aggressive. That's their space, and you better be careful when you go in there.
Yeah, defensive, for sure.
But, I mean, we respect that. And, again, I just think that boils down to how much I handle them and how much I'm in there with them because, I know the animals and know what to expect from them. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've had a couple I just knew I was going to bleed on.
That's what's hard too, is like you're talking about wanting to spend time with them. Like when I spend time, I mean, there is times, don't get me wrong, I don't do this like every time, but a lot of times when I do pick up my snake, it could be 5, 10, 15 minutes, but there's a lot of times like I'll sit there and spend 20, 30 minutes, an hour, even sometimes 2, 3 hours with the snake, all depending, but.
And that's gotten to be my problem now that our numbers have increased, is, everybody has their favorite animals in their collection.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like 4 or 5 of those that when I take them out, they're going to wrap around my neck. They're going to walk around the house with me, or they're going to lay and watch TV with me. And it's just where they are. And I don't want to interrupt that. I want them to continue that and know that, I like that connection with them. That's kind of what got me here. So, but then that eats into the time that I should be handling other animals. So then I've got to, pull out twice as many the next day to make up for the ones that I was coddling all night the night before. So.
Exactly.
So it turns out you can only have 4, Greg.
No. Here's the question. Here's the question now, Greg. You set yourself up for this one.
Here we
You
go.
have to choose one your favorite out of them 4 or 5. Only one.
Oh, damn.
That's easy. That's my that's Apache. That's my soul snake. That's the bamboo pinstripe that I have.
Okay, that one I knew would be first. I could see that.
Second would be the red striped boy behind me, and then third would be the one adult snake that has lit my ass up and bled me was a inchy head clown that we picked up from somewhere else, and it took me a little bit of time, but that snake and I have really gotten a pretty good bond now. So
nice.
I've noticed, like, I got a few inchies. I don't know. I know I have at least 2 or 3, maybe more, but I know there's a couple in there that are a little bitchy. I don't know why, but it just seems like those inchies are a little feisty at times. Not even necessarily having to strike, but just a hiss or something. It's just there's that bit of an attitude to it. So,
yep, everyone I have, male or female. If you're not paying attention to what you're doing, if you spook them, they'll light you up.
Yep. And that's the thing, exactly what you said. I make sure not to spook them. When I get into that thing, I'm like going behind them. Like, I'll let them know I'm here, but I'm also kind of coming behind it and like, all right, hey, I'm not in front of you, so your ass ain't gonna bite me.
We hatched a clutch of supers this year, and oh my God, we've still got them in the incubator, just because we're waiting to move tubs around and make room for them.
Trying to save up some blood is what you're trying to
do. Those little bastards, when you go in there, buddy, it's like they're rapid fire. They're all going at you. So
like a damn Hydra.
Yeah.
Multi-headed.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Absolutely. Our stuff tends to be the Xanthic stuff, to be real honest. We haven't really noticed it in the other genes, but our Xanthic stuff is spicy, and all of it.
I'd say that ours weren't until this last. I got 3 in an auction from Kurt, and those little bastards are hateful. It's going to take a while on those.
The little dickhead snakes, Will. The spicy ones.
Kurt said, "I'm tired of getting bed here. You get somebody else can have them."
Right.
Get these out of house. But yeah, it's the Xanthics for us. I mean, all the other genes are kind of hit or miss. We might have a spicy Enchi 4 that are fine, whatever. But all the Xanthics in our side anyway. Huh. And from different sources, which is weird.
We have an Xanthic that's that way. And we have a female that used to be that way, but she grew out of it. But that male is still pretty he's pretty spicy.
All right, I don't have to ask Greg this, but I can't remember what line Xanthic's on.
VPI has to be VPI.
Oh
no, are you doing TSK? Are you doing? Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, I got the. Well, I'm still gonna label them separately because the black Xanthics, black face, dark face, whatever you want to call them, look differently as long as you have a good line of them. So I'm keeping them separate, but I have both lines of TSK.
Okay,
that's the other one. Like Morphic said, anything with puzzle, even the hets. I was gonna say the same thing. The puzzles, like I can't specifically say like for myself. I've never had a visual puzzle to deal with, but I've heard a few people say that the puzzles are that way. But the het puzzle I got, she's a little bit of a feisty ass too. She's got
everyone that I know who has puzzle has said the same thing. Even the hets are just spunky as they can be.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, ours are that way. Our male is that, the visual male's that way. All the het babies are a little bit, not like the Xanthics though, not quite to the same tier. Didn't come to mind right away in comparison, but yeah, they're a little bit. What do you want to call it?
Right,
Hangry?
Logan? TSK all the way, buddy.
Yeah. Boy, what are we running on here, boys? I got to take another leak. This is getting to be
2.5 hours.
my 50-year bladder going out here.
Hey, don't feel bad. I just pissed like 15 minutes ago, and my bladder's already full again.
He didn't even leave. He just peed his pants. He didn't tell you.
He's like, "Fuck this! Just piss right here."
He's got the Gatorade bottle behind him.
Right.
A garden hose and a Gatorade bottle and a funnel. You ain't never know. He ain't wearing nothing from the shirt down.
Hopefully, you don't have a long shirt or end up pissing all over it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Thank you, Will. Yeah, it was a good show today, actually. Been rocking with all you guys for a while now.
I had to run a bunch of errands. I was listening. I'm like, oh.
Like able to jump on now, finally, huh?
I'm like, I just left the last store. I can hit the button.
So I started off with trying to clean this room up, and then ADD brain got the best of me, and then I was over here, and I was over there, and then trying to reel that back in, and fuck.
I hate that. I'm always all over the place. Like, damn.
My kid's like, I got ADD. I'm like, no, you got ADHD. He goes, how do you know? I was like, because you got a dickhead disease. He's like, oh.
Dickhead disease. Nice.
Who the fuck is Greg? He says.
Pumped about my little setup, so now I can have no issues on podcasts. Oh yeah. How did the show go, Will?
Size doesn't matter, Will.
Jump back on. Tell us about
it. Yeah.
He went from this show to another one. Come back in.
Yep. You're gonna be like a stripper doing all kinds of shows tonight.
Right.
Hey. Listen, you ain't getting no money off me. I just bought a bunch of feeders.
$20, right?
All I got is some quarters I could hand out.
Start throwing pennies at the strippers.
It's no fun unless the stripper's crying. Is that one of the old sayings?
Wow. Never heard that one, but I feel bad for the strip club you go to.
Yeah. Used to be way back in my day.
He's just using that excuse that I just used. Well, that I was doing earlier. He heard mine.
Yeah, he heard yours. Yep. Son of a bitch. I fed my collection, was planning to do a bunch of chores, and didn't get any of them done. Yeah, it happens.
I don't sleep at night, so that's when I get all my stuff done.
I know. That's when I like. I don't know, something about night. I just like to get up and just do shit. It's just like a light that clicks and goes, all right, get everything done when you should be getting to sleep.
Yep.
Vampire status kicked in.
Right. Hits way too late, though. Like when that shit should have been done long ago. Always.
Hell, if I could stay up all day, I would. Be nice if you didn't have to have sleep and get tired. You could just keep going. And
I get my best sleep in the morning. Like TJ will get up like around 7, 8 o'clock, and that little stretch between 7 and 10. Oh yeah, that's the best sleep, baby, right there.
You sound like a typical
golden hour.
Man, that is the sweet spot.
Oh man, hits that golden hour. 7 to 10, baby. It's my sweet spot.
Some nice peaceful freedom.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish I could sleep, but I'm a morning guy.
Not me.
My
Never
sleep's
had
about 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Then I'm up and doing whatever I got to do.
So total subject change. And maybe you guys can just tell me all the fuck off too. But what's everybody's holiday plans coming up right after the traveling? Anybody traveling across country to see family, doing anything weird, or chilling
Well,
at home? People going there?
We're broke as a joke. We're staying right here.
That's
Yeah.
like me. I'm broke,
working.
staying home.
I'm just
In fact,
working.
I
I
was
want
waiting for
more
my
money.
damn check to come in the mail today, and the motherfucker didn't come.
You guys
Yeah.
got family coming out? Nothing going on for a planned day to sit down, have some dinner, trade gifts and shit?
All my kids are out at school, or my oldest daughter, she's got a new job working for the city of, I think it's Fredericksburg she's working in.
Okay.
So she doesn't have any leave to take off to come here. So like she's not going to be here until probably like the 3rd of January or so. My boys will be, they're going to spend Christmas with their mom, and they'll probably be here like the 26th or 27th, somewhere in there.
Gotcha. All right.
So we'll just kind of do our thing when they get here then. But
Gotcha. But plans to get together, through the
yeah,
holiday.
yeah, we hang out
Yeah.
here.
Good.
Nah,
Good deal.
I just play. I hope that my family just leaves me alone. That'd be the best
Right.
Christmas gift.
Can I just get left alone for a year?
I tried that
Sometimes,
one
yeah.
year. That did not work.
Right.
Oh, dude, they get mad at me because like when it comes to holidays, like I'm not socializing with these people. I'll shut my phone on airplane mode and I'll watch like YouTube videos or whatnot, do what I got to do, and just have a nice, peaceful day.
Nice. That's funny. Yeah, everybody does holidays different for sure.
But you guys, you heading out somewhere?
Now we're chilling. I mean, we got to go to Jamie's daughter's place, is where her side's doing all their stuff. That'll be Christmas Day. We'll get with her folks, well, her mom and sister and her kids. But yeah, and then back and bounce to my side, kind of sporadic throughout the rest of the week. People we can catch when we can. Get to an age and the branch just gets wider and wider, right? So like,
Hey, Nikki.
which direction of 12 do you pick at some point? And
Yeah.
just see who you can. Try to enjoy it.
What's up, Nikki?
So you're going to the families, huh, John?
Yeah, we'll be headed over to Jamie's Christmas Day, get with her kids and her family and whatnot. That'll be fun. Always a good group. Bunch of chuckleheads. Well, you guys know Jamie. They're all exactly like her. So just a clone factory over there.
I love that one that you guys got now with their mom.
It's Sheila.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
She is a legitimate reptile phobe too. It's like, that's not even, I know it's like the Aunt Vicky thing, but she's legitimately that way. So we thought it was pretty comical.
Mom's the same
Nice.
way. She will come here now, but she'll sit there and she's wringing her hands the whole time she's here and just doing this. It's like,
Right?
Mom, they're all locked in the enclosures. They can't get out. They're fine.
Right. Yeah, they're not travelers. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Yep.
I might try to. I need to go by and see my mom and sister, see what they're doing for Christmas. In fact, my mom called earlier this week, and I've just so much going. I haven't even got to call her back. Then my cousin, I was supposed to meet up with her for Thanksgiving, and she hit me up, and I never even responded back. I just had so much going on, and then I keep forgetting. I'm like, shit, man, I really got to sit here and get a hold of people like that same day. If not, it's going to be a few weeks.
Van gets back to him around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, like a
Did I miss
dickhead.
Christmas? Jesus Christ.
I try to be a good one, but I end up being a shitty relative.
That happens though, man. Like I say, you get to Jamie and I's age, and now you've got if your folks are still alive or part of that group, right? Then you have the cousins, and then now you've got kids, but the kids also have kids who are all separated and split. It ends up being, this branch of 42 directions a person has to schedule around or try to get to, and you just got to pick a couple and just make it work. But
yeah,
holidays are stressful, man.
they are.
Yeah.
It's definitely stressful. Like all the money you're spending and shit. When it's like, man, I could be getting a nice snake with this, you know. All the shopping you gotta do and everything on top of that.
Right. Yeah, that could be part of it too. If you want the snake
I don't mind it. Like I like getting gifts and stuff. It's just the hard part is just going out with all the traffic and everything, man. Especially if you wait till the last minute like me, then you got to sit here and fight old ladies and everybody else over something and getting the shopping cart smacked to the back of your hill because somebody ran it up your ass. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just like a Holocaust in there, though, when that shit happens. Eventually, the cork's going to pop, right? And you just lose it. Start spinning through that place like a whirly top, knocking everything around you down. I do worry about that a little bit. I think holidays tend to do that to people anyway, but, like, that's not the time to do exactly what you're talking about, ram somebody in the heels with a cart. Dude, I would lose my shit so bad at that point. Everybody's already on the teeter point, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just chill out. Can everybody back down? Let's get through this shit, right?
Yeah.
Don't send me to jail today.
Yeah, don't make me kick that basket right back at you, man. I'm gonna get
pissed. Right.
I'm gonna donkey kick that son of a bitch.
End up with a lawsuit somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah,
what are you doing, Eric, for Christmas?
Hiding from the family. I'll be working.
Oh, you working Christmas?
Yeah.
Damn.
I like money. Snakes aren't cheap.
Exactly. Shit, I need to pick me up a second and a third job.
I just need to pick me up a sugar mama, but I can't find one.
I got covered.
Have a good one. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the wife and all that good stuff.
Yeah, later, Josh.
What do we have in here, Greg? What's this one right next to you?
It's my carpet boy, my yearling carpet. Okay. Trying to get him to come out, but right now he's wrapped up in his net that I've got in here for him.
Are those carpets mostly feisty?
Yeah, when they're young. This one's a puppy dog now, but when they're young, they're pretty nippy. Come here.
Are these like 3624 Exoterras, or kind of looks like an Exoterra setup?
Yeah, it's actually a what is this one? This is one of the Thrives. It's a 361818.
Okay.
It's the ones that they had on sale. They were going for like $120 at PetSmart.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, I grabbed two of them. I've got him in one, and I've got my California King in another one, and I'm waiting for them to come back on sale again so I can pick up three more. I've got my corn snakes all need upgrades, and then it's time to build the rainbow buzz enclosure. So,
gotcha.
I'm gonna be dropping a fortune in housing this year.
Yeah, right. That going that route is pricey, but God, it's so much nicer. I mean, look at that. Just the lit tanks around you, the atmosphere of it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to keep the balls like that all in tanks.
I wish I had the space to do that with all of them, really. But, half of my collection would not eat if I did that. Exactly. But there are some that I'd really like to be able to get out and show off, but they're not about that life.
No, we did that for a while and ended up moving all of them into racks because they just did better.
Yeah.
They ate better. They just, yeah.
Well, like even the ones that are behind me in the enclosure back here, I've got 6 in there, but I've got to be careful who we put in there because a lot of them will just go off food when you put them in there. The ones that are in there that have been in there for a while, like the two at the top, they need to be pushed out. The girl she's getting ready to start building follicles, so she's going to need to go into a drawer. And the other male in there, which is same age as her, he's a little cramped in there, so it's time to start moving things around. I've got to build another rack to make some space for my yearling animals, get them in some bigger tubs and kind of shift things around a bit.
Gotcha.
Nice. Yeah, that's what
Finding
I got to
out
do some upgrades myself.
Yeah.
I got to get a couple more, get another rack ordered in, and this one's just temporary till I build one or buy one, whichever. I'm going to end up, I'll weld some eventually, but I'm probably going to end up buying like from Vision or something, or Animal Plastics, getting some of their racks for a bit. Because I'm not going to go spend $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 on a Freedom Breeder rack or anything when I could do it myself.
How close is that to you, Vance?
It's actually, Freedom Breeder is only like maybe an hour and a half from me.
Okay, so you'd save a
really
ton
close.
just right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
So
you
it would
get
even make
them?
more sense to have it shipped from or get from Freedom Breeder if I was going to buy one.
I was going to say, can you get them like ARS in the Pro Series? Can you get them like in sections, or do they all have to be kind of assembled at once? I'm not that.
Don't quote me, but
if
I've seen their website a few times, I've looked on it, but I think you can get the sections, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
I want to say you can, if I remember correctly.
It'd be nice if you could slowly like build as you needed, you know?
Yeah, and that's like the thing I want to do too. Like when I build my own, I really like, it would be nice just to have something that was just solid. I guess maybe if like how you guys have the big shop, like that would be fine. But it is kind of nice, like to have them pinch tubing where you could just set them on top of each other and just stack them up as you go too. If you ever wanted to pull it apart or for whatever reason needed to.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like you guys are probably doing a big, huge door or something on yours, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all 36 into the rooms, but that's not enough for some of the stuff. So yeah, we've got the bigger 42s in those exchange areas, you know, to get the full rack sideways through there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is this, Greg? Oh, your little carpet.
Yeah, it's the carpet.
Nice.
Of course, he's not going to cooperate.
Mark said, "Nice carpet, Greg." Pause.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Let's blow this man up?
Let me get him blown up. Nice.
Was this Warful stuff, or where'd you get this guy?
That's what I was wondering.
This one I got from Jeremy. I've got two from Jeremy. I got this one and another little girl that I just got this year from him. And then I picked up an adult male. He's like probably 5 or 6 years old.
That reminds me of the one that Jeremy's got that he's always showing off.
Yeah, you can definitely tell Jeremy's stock because you see all of the what they call tipping, all the yellows coming through in the blacks like there. Why are you being difficult? Any other time you wrap up around my hand. Here, do you think?
Do they really musk or like much?
Say again?
Do they musk much?
No. I've never had one of these musk me. It's either a full-on shit or just there you go.
I think that's more in the colubrids, right? I mean,
yeah. The only one that I have that has musked me has been my king snake girl. But she's funny. She's chill, but she'll get spooked or something once in a while. And the time she musked me, I'd had her out for probably 20 minutes or so. And something spooked her, and she got all nervous and let loose on me.
You got R. Kelly.
Yeah.
She thought she was doing you a favor, Greg. You look like the type, but turns out you're not, huh?
Dude, my one son.
Not
my one
thing.
son, no matter what he holds, it shits on him.
You said you had something else, another colubrid. What was it?
I've got corn snakes. I have a king snake.
The king snake, that's what it was.
Yeah, I've got a California king.
You just got the one?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see if I can get her out and show you.
They're not too bad on musking either.
No, like I said, that's the only animal that I have that has musked me. And she did it once. It actually just the other day that she did it. I bought her. She's an adult. I bought her as an adult, but she's pretty tame. She's easy to handle. Um,
Nice.
I will say that of all the animals that I have, the king snake is probably my least favorite to handle. Because they're just gone. They're constantly moving.
Super darty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like. Like, I like the berms compared to the retics because the berms, man, they're just chill. They don't really
Yeah.
move much. But the retics,
Yeah.
they're just all over. Like, man.
Take that, retake guy. Wait a minute. Talking shit on myself.
Let me see if I can find her real quick.
All I see is the
can't even talk
Cartman
crap
logo
there.
light up.
I like both.
There's something funny about that. Take that, retake, yeah. That's all I hear is the damn Cartman.
Yeah, that's what I want to get is a king snake. It'd be nice to have something for any of the babies, the hatchlings that don't make it or whatever, where you just feed them off to it, or they're all kinked up or something really bad, you know.
I got that problem solved. I got a Malaysian king snake. My
Those things
cobra.
tear them up pretty good,
Really?
huh?
Yeah, I got a Malaysian king cobra.
Oh, okay. Different.
That'll do it right
I'm
there.
like Malaysian king snake. What?
Yeah, I might have forgot,
Took me a second.
some terms there.
That's a black one you got, isn't it, Eric?
No, the Malaysian king cobra is she's like a golden color.
Oh,
She
okay.
almost looks exactly like Tyler Nolan's, but
Gotcha.
she don't love me either.
I hadn't seen one this color before. So apparently this is just an aberrant color. They call them a chocolate face.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a chocolate.
That's
Yeah.
badass. I like that. It's almost kind of like a corn snake at the bottom, it looks like. Whereas the corn snake's got this little, like,
Yeah,
much
so they
more
got
black.
the little checkering, but the corn
The
snake.
checkerboard.
And one thing about the kings is they, like on a corn snake, their ventral scales, they're really like flat. They almost have like a flat edge to them.
Yeah.
Where the kings are much more rounded. They don't feel quite as flat like the corn.
Sounds like you're talking about something else there being flat and rounded.
Easy.
Coincidentally, it's a female in your hands too. That's messed up, Greg.
That's a cool snake, though. I dig that.
Yeah, I like that color and the pattern on it.
I'll tell you, if you want an animal that you can see that's out moving around all the time, and she's always out climbing and going around her enclosure. Matter of fact, we're going to probably move her down into the living room, just so we can enjoy her down there, and have one out and moving around in the enclosure down there.
Nice. Well, shoot, if I want to get a king snake, like I said, that's something I'd like to get right there.
I really like these.
They're more an ambient animal too, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, you want to give them a hot spot, but like you don't need to worry about the entire enclosure being super hot like you would. The same thing with the carpet. Say like a little bit cooler.
Okay.
Like it in here, it usually stays between 70 and 75, and then I've got just a small heat lamp and a 12-inch section of heat tape under her bedding, so if she wants to, she can bed down in that and get on that.
Gotcha. Are you still shooting for that kind of high 80s area in that warm spot?
Yeah, I try to keep her and the carpets. I like to get between 86 and 88.
Okay.
And the same thing with my corns. I don't keep my corns that hot because they get cranky when it's hot in there.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very cool snake, man. We've been looking at kings. They only end up at what, 6 feet? Some of the bigger ones, Let me
see if she'll let me stretch her out. She's really not that big. Depends on the species. The Californians don't get that big. The Mexicans are even a little smaller. But if you get something like an Eastern, they're going to be on the big side.
Yeah, so that you're looking at least 4.5, 5 feet right there.
No, she's actually, I think 4 feet would be a stretch for her, to be honest.
Ah,
Yeah, she's just over 3 feet. She's not that big.
okay.
About 3.5 foot, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Melissa
not
says Mexicans are short. Not all of them, both. Some of them are bigger.
easy.
It's all in the genetics.
You're okay. You're okay. There you go.
But on that note, guys, I got to call it. I got a couple things to do, and then start cleaning the snakes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be shutting this down anyways. It was awesome having you guys on. Thanks for everybody for coming out to another episode of the Thunderdome. Appreciate it, and congrats to the 2 winners out there. You got some pretty awesome shirts. So, and thank you, John. I appreciate you coming back on again since you finally got some free time from the building. But
For sure, it was fun.
It's looking nice. I've seen it. Not lately, but it's nice looking shop. You guys did a good job on it too.
It's coming.
Yep. And thanks, Greg and Eric. I appreciate you guys popping on too as well. You guys are awesome. You know you're always welcome on here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate it. There was a lot of good info on here with these guys and stuff. Learned a couple things myself. But I will see you guys all next weekend. So until then, you guys all have a good one and have a Merry Christmas.
Show off.
You too, man. Peace out.
Later.
Yeah.
Later.